And we are live. Welcome back to the Expendable crew, everyone. With we got a couple people down tonight. Maybe some of them will be able to actually, join us later. We'll see. But until then, we still got four people, which is more than enough to make my life miserable, and vice versa.
That's what we live for, Andy.
I know, and you don't get to do it as often as you would like. Okay.
No, I don't.
So, anyway, last time we played, there was quite a bit of things that happened, but I think the last item of the evening was that somehow a dire troll, which had been shackled and blinded, somehow broke through the sewer into the city. You guys all worked alongside the guard, to finish the thing off, and luckily someone actually threw fire at it at the very end to make sure it stayed dead. Not to say that the guard didn't, do their own job in making sure that, it got disposed of. But anyway, you all were praised as the troll slayers. And it's been a couple of days, so a few things have happened since then. First off, the nobleman who, first saw the troll, he's told everybody about the troll slayer, so you're still getting free drinks in the bars at this point. The office of the mercenary affairs has come around and presented each of you with a badge, or basically a travel hunting license. So for the next 3 months, as long as you remain in good standing with the country and the laws, you're able to travel through all the major cities for free. Just present the badge. It shows that you have done good works on behalf of the kingdom, and you are rewarded for that. So you now have the ability to do some traveling, and you have a higher status now that they know you are capable professionals. You can qualify for a few more jobs at the OMA. I sent you some of that stuff over the week, but for one thing, like, you now can, for example, if you need to hire some extra help, they will actually tell you about other freelance mercenaries and things of that sort.
Cool.
And then a few of you guys had sent me some things, so let's start off with the things that I just recently got sent because I was still looking those up. Michael, you said that you spent the past few days asking around about blasting powder.
Yeah, about who's moving what, how much is going where. Like, more looking for medium to small volumes, just with high frequencies going to certain places. If anybody knew anything about that.
Well, it is, not the most popular trade commodity among average folks because, again, crossbows are just a little bit more, you don't need as much specialized training to use a crossbow. So miners, of course, buy it because they need dynamite, and that's one of the components. A lot of ships will buy it because cannons. But for the most part, there was a few days where they were reviewing, safety procedures after the incident. But once they were reasonably certain that it wasn't user error that caused the tragedy that a group of soldiers lost their lives, they are just not using constructs as part of the transportation, but they do have more security on each convoy. Tink lost her contract with the city, but she didn't get arrested because there was no actual proof that her constructs malfunctioned and killed everybody. But she did lose a major contract, and she's a little upset about that. But the militia that had been supplementing the town guard, they picked up the contract, and now they, along with veterans, are helping to do the escorting of the blasting powder to a secure holding place. But there's no unusual movements of blasting powder. It's they trade some. The city itself trades some with the captains of ships, as in lieu of coin. But there's nothing unusual happening there.
Okay, so none of the blasting powder is coming out from the city onto the pirate ship then. All right.
Well, I mean, it's bought through normal means if it is, because
Yes.
you know, while they might be a pirate crew, they have the paperwork that shows that they are a registered, ship that does legal work. Because your paperwork never says I'm a pirate doing illegal stuff. I can't hear you.
Your paperwork actually can say I'm a pirate doing illegal stuff to other people, just under sanction of the city. That's what privateers are.
Well, Wildom does not have privateers right now, or at least not Captain Etz. They have a bit of a navy. Well, not they do contract certain some of the warships to protect their coastline, which is why Kraken aren't destroying the city. But anyway, no, Captain Etz is not a privateer for Wildom or any of the nearby. Actually, there are no nearby countries. So,
actually, is there anything that I know about this guy, given the history that I have with pirates, or is it just like, nope, don't know anything about?
I'm going to say you've been away from it long enough that you would know the basics, but that doesn't mean you know him specifically.
All right.
I mean, if you want to have asked around, just give me a charisma check, and we'll see what you could learn about him. And
not a persuasion check.
This is really more investigation I'm saying charisma because you have a silver tongue but not a sharp mind. This is just to see who's talking.
This is true.
This isn't a complex one. Just nobody wants to talk about Etz. He scares the shit out of most of the locals. So, because the one way you could fail this was to get a 1. So they assume you must be one of his crew trying to find people who are talking bad about him, so that way they can just point them at somebody when they don't want to get in trouble. Okay, moving on. Trevor, you had 1 or 2 things going on.
2.
Okay. 1 was you were going to the graveyard.
Yes.
I don't really know if that's something we need to play out because you just paying your respects. Yeah. The keepers of the dead, one of their jobs is to kind of tend the graveyard. So they're respectful. They give everybody their privacy when someone shows up.
Okay.
And Carrie did make it. Thank you for rushing home, whatever you were doing. I don't know if she's in chat yet. We'll get to that. The next thing was you wanted to go talk to the keepers.
Not the keepers.
Well,
I wanted to
someone
go
in their
see
care.
if Spencer wanted to talk.
Yeah. Okay. So you go. Last time you knew he was under the care of the keepers, though.
Right.
So you still need to go and give me a persuasion roll, please.
Probably should have had my character sheet open, but
Yes, that would have helped. So while you're doing that, you go, you knock on the the main door, and a young monk will. Holy crap, guys! Hold on a second, I just gotta laugh at this. Okay, so you go and you.
if the bard failed, I had no chance, man. Okay.
You go and you knock on the door, and a young monk answers, and how do you? Just what do you say?
It would have just been something along the lines of his Spencer Wells wanting company.
He kind of gives you a look, looks back, and there's some quick exchange in a language you don't understand. He says, "I'm sorry, but we can't allow any information on someone in our care. You're not family. It just wouldn't be right. I hope you understand." And then he quickly shuts the door in your face.
I leave.
Oh man, you guys suck today. This is just amazing. Okay, I think there was some other things. Sorry, I'm trying to check, things that are happening over in Discord.
Wait,
chat,
why
too.
did that post twice? I only hit it once.
Yeah, I only counted the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, so did anybody else have anything?
No, I'm good.
Where'd Matt go?
Roll 20s.
Oh, okay.
Working on it.
Okay, so Carrie has her laptop but doesn't have Discord up, so we'll just wait and see if she gets audio. And Matt, I did not hear anything you just tried to say to me.
Roll 20 being douche.
Okay. Now, Viserius, I know you had something, but do we have any small things before we get into secrets and lies?
No, I think I don't remember Viserius wanting to do anything. He's just in his study.
But you did have a conversation you wanted to have with Trevor.
Yes, that's when the whole group was together, though.
Okay. In that case, we can say the whole group is together. Rihanna is just sort of, she's physically there, but not really mentally checked in, as there seems to be something really pressing on her mind.
Poof. Magic.
So you guys are all sitting around the table. The unseen servants are, setting out food. You can talk whenever.
So, what was up with the pumpkin? And what all did I miss while I was, out trying to find stuff out?
There was a troll that somehow got in the city.
Has
My
anybody
brother was thrilled about it.
has anybody checked on Rihanna?
She's right there.
She's apparently still in her room.
Oh, never mind.
That's what she typed in. So
I forgot.
Just give me the quick rundown, and then I'll go check on Rihanna then.
Yeah, good.
So-
Troll got in the city. We killed the troll. Guards are happy. Noble. What was the noble's name again? Anyway.
I'll have to look his name up, but he was just an older guy who has been singing your praises, for doing a good job, and in his mind, you guys did more than the guard, even though there was probably more of the guard who showed up by the time everything ended.
Yeah, his name is Brahmas Subtle.
That's correct. Thank
Yeah,
you for
him.
taking notes better than I do.
I don't know that family. Oh well.
I think the clue is in my last name. So we're now known as troll killers. This is great.
Troll slayers. There's a difference.
Okay, yeah. I take it there was fire involved. I will go check on Rihanna then.
Could you please bring her down with you? We need to discuss some issues.
Okay. All right. I will try. I can't promise that.
She seems to be
I'll
dealing with
bring
an
her down.
inner ear problem, so until she can hear, there won't be a whole lot going on there.
Oh, I think I have audio.
Oh,
Yay!
yes.
Yes.
Yay!
The water in her ear suddenly clears up, and she can hear you again.
She invented penicillin.
Hey,
That's
I've
good
had
reasoning.
my ears get to the point where I can't hear anything, and I have to flush them out.
Okay.
But that's not a conversation anybody wants to have. So.
You sound oddly clearer. This is weird.
They're not my headphones.
Well,
And I'm
it
at
makes a
Nip's
difference.
place and they have super fast internet and my house doesn't.
I gotta turn you to hell down though.
Yeah, sorry.
Well, it's coming through good on my end, and that's all I really care about.
Okay. Just getting comfortable now.
Okay, so Rihanna finally does walk down into the room. This is everybody. Well, everybody but Tarak, who is off communing with nature. He doesn't really like being in the city, so
Tiberius is buzzing around his head.
you let
Explain
Tiberius
that,
wander off into the wilderness with a stranger orc?
I mean, I don't tell him what to do, so.
Right, so we have everybody. So who wants to talk?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, friends, please, gather round. Sir Trevor, you mentioned something about having headaches and memory loss, I do believe.
Yeah, I was attacked on duty
Yeah, well,
year and a half ago now. 2 years, I don't know.
Okay, yes. I
Bone
think I have a
shouts out,
solution.
"You've had lots of head trauma. We already knew that."
Wait, who said that?
Bones,
Oh,
the
shut up,
undead
bird.
parrot.
I forgot about that bird.
Yeah, by this point, I've found a nice little perch for him for in the main room. So he just hangs out there and be quiet until he has somebody to insult.
Michael just tries to feed him bits of Cinnabon.
He bites you.
Ow. Alright. So
Well,
okay.
anyway, I believe I have a spell that might help you to recall your memory loss. I've been doing some research and came across some very insightful information. If you don't mind.
Share with us.
I mean, I don't imagine I missed a whole lot. It's just a head injury.
Yes, but this could make you recall maybe some useful information on our behalf.
Okay.
And I'll get up and walk up behind Trevor and put both of my hands on the sides of his head. Are you wearing a helmet?
No.
Okay. And I'll start chanting. And I will cast.
Okay, that doesn't do anything because there wasn't a curse on him.
Yeah, but if I was correct, this should help you regain your memories.
Nope, that's not the right spell.
I'll have to bring it up then to show you. I hate to contradict the DM, but this does work on that spell.
I mean,
unless it's
yeah,
not
send
pop.
it to me because maybe I'm just not remembering correctly, but I thought it was greater restoration.
It says or.
I just let me just double check right quick so I get my computer will work. Because I'll admit I can be wrong. It's rare, and the one time I thought I was wrong, I was mistaken. Oh, okay. You know, I stand corrected. Yes. Suddenly, old memories sort of fade and replaced with a new event in your mind. I'm talking to you, Trevor. You know what it is. I don't have to tell you.
Right.
Okay. I'm going for the suspense of the moment.
Well, it's killing me, so hurry up.
Michael just sits there chewing his food slowly, waiting to see what's happening. Watching
in
Trevor's
another
face.
dimension, a whole bunch of demons are ready to jump through if something doesn't happen.
I'm sorry. I was being distracted by something. I had to close it. Anyway,
Yeah, I'm going to start sending in demons every time you people are distracted by something and not playing the game.
Ooh, somebody's cranky.
it's kind of
Yeah, I've been kind of on
anyway.
edge. I don't know why. It's something I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to find a good relaxation technique. It ain't working yet.
Okay.
So, demons.
Demons are fun. Anyway.
Anyway, let's not do demons. He'll just kind of shake his head, and he's just gonna be quiet for a minute.
Sorry. Hit the wrong button.
In fact, just for the fun of it, Trevor, give me a wisdom check.
I'm not good at those.
I don't care. Do it anyway.
I'm not good at those.
Asarius just rewrote your memory and gave you new things. This could be all a trick on his part. They hate you after all. I'm not saying that's what you really believe. I'm saying that's one of the thoughts that goes through your head. Was that he did this to you. You have to decide for yourself. Okay, so
Sirs will tell Trevor, it might not come back all at once. It might take some time, but I've opened the passageways for your memories to come flooding back in.
Right. I need to go. I'll catch you all later.
Are you okay?
He just leaves.
Well, shit. What the fuck happened?
And I'll tell the rest of the group what I saw in the archive. I'll recall to them everything. As I was doing research in the archive, came across Trevor's memories. Anyone who comes in contact with that artifact, I'll have access to their memories as well. And I saw him overhearing a conversation between Victor and some half-elf in a mirror. I believe his clothing represented the attire of the servants of Palor. And they were having a pretty heated discussion when Trevor happened upon them. And it so happens that Azir caught him, and the last thing Trevor remembers is Victor casting a spell on him, and then everything went black. And from my experience, that spell is called Modify Memory, where the caster can change the person's memories to suit their purposes. And remove Curse or Greater Restoration would remove that and return their original memories. But it seems it didn't take effect as quickly as I thought it might.
Or maybe Trevor's now in a traumatic episode and might need a bit of space?
Possibly.
Because that sounds like as if Trevor got beat the crap out of for being for catching. I'm sorry if I'm being
an inch of his life in his memories. So. And this happened quite some time ago. His brother was only a captain at the time.
he's a captain now.
Oh, I thought he was the general.
Well, he's a captain of the local guard, but he is the commander of the armies. It's sort of a split title.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, whatever it was, it'll come back to him in time.
If I may, wouldn't this be perfect evidence to frame Victor for abusing power?
It all depends on how Trevor takes this, because, well, Trevor could see this as, we finally crossed a very bad line, if it's something that he can't fully accept. Or Trevor could see this as, I need to go kill Victor right now because that's an entire moment of my life that I have lost, and he's a traitorous bastard. So.
Sounds about right.
Okay, but we all know that Victor is not good, and killing him... Didn't we agree that trying to kill Victor was going to be very difficult?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
And you just stated that he's going to go kill him, or he's possibly going to go do that.
It all depends. It all depends on how Trevor takes this new memory, and how Trevor incorporates it to what he deems and feels that the situation is supposed to be. Because Trevor could either be not accepting these memories, or Trevor could, and thinking that we've just implanted them because it would suit our purposes, or Trevor could be dealing with the fact that he's been used as a pawn. And yeah, for potentially the past couple of years, as I understand. So it all depends on how Trevor deals with this situation.
Well, if it's anything like any of us have ever had anything done to us, it's a bit of a shock and kind of difficult to deal with later on.
Yeah.
So, our plan is just letting him go and deal with it?
Well, we can contact him on the earrings, but for right now, if he's wanting space to be able to accept things, then we give him that. Because we just have to let him do his thing.
Right. And as far as I'm aware, right now we have evidence that, what was the conversation even about? Do you know, Viserius, what it was about?
DM, do I recall the conversation?
Yeah. You can basically, just hold the archive and, you'll have that whole conversation again. So just find the text block I sent you, because the person who wrote it went overboard with backstory.
It was a good backstory.
Oh, yeah, but I am not going to try and, repeat it back to you. Because that's just way too much.
Let me find it.
Okay.
What can I say? I get bored.
Brianna's going to get up and head to the kitchen.
Let me say this. It was very well written.
Good to know that people write out their conversations.
The short version of it would be that the reflection was, saying that, he would never get away with his schemes, and he was just laughing it off because how could any mortal stop him? Even the gods didn't have the power to stop him, was at least a short version of it. And then there was a lot of pain as he got, as the viewer got beaten senseless.
So, from our understanding, the viewer is our own Trevor, who is now going to process what has just happened. So, isn't this enough evidence that Victor is up to something that is going to be detrimental to the entire kingdom? Wouldn't this be great evidence to hand in to Nestor in order to get us the advantage we have over Victor? This heated conversation, watching Victor cast a spell that alters his memory, that clearly is signs of treachery. That is signs that he's trying to hide something from the king, from everyone. This is evidence that we have so long waited for to use against Victor. Unless there is something I'm missing. Which actually is,
It's only signs of treachery so long as Trevor accepts them to be. Trevor could just as easily think that this is a trick. We don't have any way to actually be able to enforce the memories held within the archive as evidence, because those could be, even that could be somehow misinterpreted or misseen in some form. Or they could state that we've enchanted it to hold that. We're working not in an evidence-based society fully, because magic can be used to mess with everything.
And we have magic that counteracts it. We get a trustworthy professional to look at the item to show that it has not been tampered with, and there are spells even to identify the object and tell us exactly what it does, how it works. So wouldn't it be easier to use that, identify the object, and then use a truth spell and question everybody to see who is telling lies? If they ask us if we altered it in any way to hold anything back, we couldn't lie. And if we did, it would come off. That is something that the gods have used.
That only still works so long as the person actively knows that they've been used as a pawn, or if the person actively knows that they are lying. you're talking about a guy who works as a spy master. He could twist anything inside and out that we do. We have to actually get hard copy evidence that is within his own office. We can have this as a backup, but this is still something that we would have to ask Trevor to use, because this is Trevor's own mind, Trevor's own personality and memories. And there's a lot there that Trevor would have inside of the archive, that Trevor probably feels is more personal than we realize inside of there. And they go sifting through that for the information that we've told them about. They're also going to have to shift through everything about Trevor in order to verify it. This is something that could be quite invasive.
Yes, it might be, but how loyal is Trevor to his brother and his king? That is the true question. A true soldier would give up anything to save his brother, which in this case, his brother's life is at stake. Recalling the information that I received, they were the guy in the mirror, the fellow in the mirror, and Victor were arguing over the use of rage and how Victor was using the city's subjects to test out the product. And Victor so much as said that if the king or Randolph got in his way, he would take care of them.
Then this is evidence. This is evidence that we can use. And I'm sorry, but getting into Victor's office, literal or figurative, getting that sort of information, it's almost impossible. He has the law in his hand. He has the power of a king, basically. He is immune to anything we do. If we set foot in the kingdom and are caught, we'll get killed for treason.
Yes, but
anything we do against him, he can use against us. We now have something.
There are ways to do this. They cannot have covered everything, but we have to see this. Trevor is our friend. Whether everybody accepts that or not, Trevor is our friend, and doing this without him giving us permission to is a betrayal of him. Because
yes, I agree with you, Michael.
We cannot just hand this over without Trevor first realizing what this information is, trusting us that we haven't altered his memories, and then accepting and wanting to use this information against Victor.
But here's the thought. Why do not we go look up this cleric of Palor?
That's what I was just going to say. I was like,
and maybe we can make an ally of him. Maybe he will help us in taking down Victor, because he also did state that Randolph will be dealt with as soon as he is no longer useful to me.
Oh, crap.
So Trevor knows this?
He should remember it now.
I'm kind of wondering what it is that this cleric of Palor, what the connection to Victor is. I mean, that really.
From what I saw, he was opposed to the whole idea.
But why would Victor tell?
Perhaps he was the one who helped create rage. Wait.
What?
Interesting.
Wait. Miss Vienna.
Yes, Trellick.
I believe at some point you told me something very personal. If I remember correctly, it was about someone you cared about.
Mm-hmm.
A Silas, was it?
He was a paladin of Palor.
Did he happen to be a half-elf?
Yes. What did this person look like that you saw?
You can see for yourself. Look into the archive.
Yes, just attune with the archive and you'll be able to see him in the mirror.
Wait.
No, I don't want to.
Rihanna, you're the only one that would be able to tell us. But we also have to say this afterwards. We access the archive. We don't access each other's memories without getting permission first.
Is that how it works?
I'm just setting down a new base rule, because this this, now that we know that this fully copies down everybody's memories, that's getting into a point where it's really, really personal. And you'll probably have memories that you don't want to share with everybody. I definitely don't have memories that I don't want to share with everybody, because nobody wants to know exactly fully what I've been through, or feel exactly what it's like to be.
Delve into Trevor's memories. I asked for information on Victor, and this was presented to me, since it was associated with Victor.
Oh, so it'll only give you information if you ask about something related to it.
Yes, exactly.
So you have to know the right questions.
Yeah.
In order to... So that is in itself a safe search, that you would say?
Yes. And according to the archive, Victor has been around for, unless someone else with the name of Victor Cromwell was around 150 years ago, this man seems to be ever living.
Well, he's obviously a powerful necromancer. I mean, he brought Azir back. But Viserys, I have to ask, the half-elf that you saw in the mirror, male?
Yes.
Kind of a dirty blonde kind of hair?
Is that what I recall, DM?
Yes.
Yes. Yes, he said that the wrath of the gods would come down upon Victor if this was ever found out.
But I don't
The wrath of
understand.
Paylor. Rihanna.
Yes.
Do not be distressed. There are many different people who are half-elf, who are Paylor, are with Paylor, and who can have the same hair color. That is not.
That is true.
That's not very defining features. That's just basics.
How long ago? How long ago did you say this memory occurred?
How long ago was it, DM? A few years, right?
About 18 months, bordering on 2 years.
Yeah. I'll tell Rihanna this. About 18 months, almost 2 years.
It couldn't have been Silas. He was taken by then. Before then. For all I know, he's dead.
But Victor is a necromancer.
Whoa. We're making a leap here. We don't know if he is a necromancer or not. We're making a leap.
Well, how else would you explain?
Yeah, who else brought back Azir?
Well, there's one sure way to find out if it was your beloved or not. We could go to the Temple of Paylor and see if this character is still there. His name was never mentioned, but I could remember his facial features.
Yes, I was about to say, if we head to the temple, you could check it out.
Wait. Wasn't it?
Rihanna gets up and leaves, goes to her room.
Wasn't the half elf talking to Victor like as if he was inside of a mirror, though, like through a reflection in a mirror?
It was a magical mirror, so the man himself was not in the room. You can only see him through the mirror.
Where was the mirror?
In Victor's study, I believe. It must be some form of communication device.
Much like the sending stones.
All right, I'm gonna go speak with Rihanna for a bit. You guys, yeah, it's probably gonna be something much like the sending stones. I'm gonna go see to Rihanna. You guys, don't make any plans for breaking and entering just yet.
No.
Or going to it, because I don't think that this guy's gonna be at the Temple of Paylor. I think it's going to be something different.
Well, that's a place to start, is what I was suggesting.
Yeah, it is. But if you guys feel the need to go there. I'm going to try and help Rihanna and Trevor with everything that's going on.
Before you go, shall we make a pact? After this is all done, whether or not we survive, that this orb is to be destroyed. Those memories will never be accessed again. Is that agreed?
Yeah.
I can't agree to that. This thing has far too valuable information in it.
We need to get what information we can out of it before we can even begin to think about that. I do think that that's a good idea because it's really personally invasive, but there's still a lot of research in there that we probably don't even know if there's anybody still following up on it, so we need to figure that out. Yeah. With that,
I will agree that we
Michael,
could put it away safely somewhere out of the hands of us and everyone else, but to destroy it, that would be a blasphemy.
Perhaps in the vault with the keepers?
Good idea. I will agree to that.
That would be a very good idea. I'll agree to that. Either them or we try to find some way to contact a god directly, a god dealing with knowledge that's not, chaotic evil or chaotic or just evil in general, and just find a god that will take it. A god of knowledge that will take it, because it's an actual artifact of knowledge. I think they would actually see that as something that they would want. So, but I'm going to go see to Rihanna and then.
Agreed, and I'll stick my hand out to shake both Michael's and Trilac's hands.
Yep, Michael does that.
I shake. Very troubling times indeed.
Okay, so Michael, you kept saying you were going to go speak with. Let me shut the phone off because I don't have time for calls. You said you were going to go upstairs to speak with Rihanna.
Yeah.
Okay. Trevor's telling me what he is doing on chat, so we'll jump over to that if need be.
You okay?
Oh, God, you scared me. I didn't hear you come in.
I'm still outside the door. I'm just.
Oh. Yeah, come in, Michael. I need to talk to you.
All right. So, what's up? What? How can I help?
This is all just way too much. I mean, like Trilic said, that could probably wasn't Silas, but I don't know. And if it was a magical mirror, does that mean maybe he's still alive and maybe he has him like trapped or something? I'll pour some tea. I was like, would you like some tea?
Michael takes a small glass of it and nods. Yeah, I know. I want to make sure of this as well. The only way that we can do that is with the mirror. And if he is in the mirror, we need to find some way to bring him out of it. If anything, not only for him, but for you and your other friend as well.
My first instinct when he said that was to just immediately try to head to the castle and try to find my way into Victor's quarters and find that mirror myself, but I know that's stupid.
Well, we can still do that in some way. We just have to be very, very careful about it. I don't think we're going to be able to just jump in, but it's something that we do need to do. And it might be necessary for Trevor to be able to accept everything as well that he saw.
Yeah. I'm just gonna keep drinking my tea because I'm just like upset.
Okay.
Do you need some more?
I'm good, thanks. But I'm just worried about you. Because anything that you need me to do to help with this, I'll do it. And if you want to check the archive to make sure that it is him, I would suggest that before we go off. But either way, we're still going to have to find that mirror. But I'd rather you know if it's him, that it is him, then be surprised when we get there. Because if it is him, we can make a full plan on how to get him out of there, and potentially out of the mirror as well, and back into the corporal form. That way you have him back.
Yeah, but maybe his corporal form isn't still available. Maybe that's why he's in a mirror. You know what? This tea just isn't quite cutting it. I finished my glass. Like, you want to finish that up? I'll take it. I'm gonna go get something stronger.
Brianna, don't just run to the alcohol right now.
No,
just
no.
Coffee? Couple cups of coffee and...
I don't know. I'll be right back. I'll leave the room, go back down to the kitchen, and get some coffee instead.
Okay.
And head back up.
Just for
maybe
my
this will
mental
work.
picture, I guess Michael is drinking the tea.
Michael's just holding the cup in his hands.
Okay.
He's pretty much
I
sat
just want
down.
the mental picture. I picture her as more like the rattling, saucer type of thing.
Like,
It's like Michael's being calm. This is weird.
yeah.
Like
Oh,
crawling
my-
pain.
I'll pour a couple cups of coffee, and I'll hand Michael one of the coffees. Like, I suppose coffee's more to your liking than tea.
Man just sets the coffee cup down on the table, takes a slow sip of his own tea, and then just shakes his head. I'll get to that when I've gotten through this. I'm just more concerned about you, and I'm also really concerned about Trevor as well.
Yeah, I know, me
Right.
too. I was going to try to follow him, but I was just like, there's too many things in my head. I'll turn and go back to my door, make sure it's shut, and I'm actually going to push the door shut. I'll turn around and I'll look at Michael. Say, I may have another way of finding out if what he saw was Silas without having to actually steal the mirror.
Checking the archive, because the archive would have a memory image of it.
I know, but I just don't want to. I don't like the idea of that thing.
Okay. How?
This is why I was going to go get something stronger to drink, because I think you're going to need it.
Michael, make
Okay.
a con save at disadvantage.
Okay.
Whoa, what's going on?
What is happening? Even if Flame wants to know, he just meowed. Or he's telling me to shut up because he's like,
Or defeat
good
'em.
God, you guys today with the bad rolls.
Wow.
Michael, you are completely indifferent to what is going on right now. You're very unattached emotionally. So everything you're about to hear, you're able to absorb it analytically without having any emotional reaction whatsoever. You don't care.
This is weird. Okay.
I'll walk over to Michael and I'll take him by the hands and say, darling, we need to have a talk. And I'll lead him over and set him on the bed next to me. You never spoke to Bahamut. Gods never interfere with what's going on in the world. Something or someone else messed with you. I have it on pretty good authority. You never spoke with Bahamut.
All right. Makes sense. I'm not that important in the grand scheme of things.
That's not it. But what worries me is, who was it and why would they do that? That's what has me concerned.
Are we sure that it wasn't some other god, or it wasn't some other acting agent?
It wasn't Bahamut. That's all I do know. I mean, I can try and find out more, but
This actually is a bit of a load off my mind.
I kind of thought it would be, but I wasn't sure how you would react. So I apologize for the weird feeling you're having right now. It'll fade. It's nothing harmful.
What did you do to me?
I just gave you a little something to kind of calm everything down and make you feel unattached. Put a little bliss powder in your tea.
But I haven't done any of this stuff since I was doing really, really out far back places. I should have realized something, but
I'm sorry that I did it. I mean, I was very worried about how you might react because you have been, no offense, but you've kind of been off the deep end since that experience. And I believed you. I believed that you believed that this happened. But I knew something. Sorry, I can't read the comments.
damn it. You guys.
So I just wanted to make sure that you would hear me out and not, you know. You would have done the same thing for me, probably, right?
Probably if I thought it was going to be something that would be soul shattering for you. In this case, if I was able to feel anything, I think I'd probably feel a bit more relieved. But at the same time, I would just be thinking, did I still die? And if so, who the hell interrupted time that much for us?
I don't know. I think that somebody may have just put this whole thing in your head and that none of it happened. I think perhaps Victor or one of his agents may have gotten to you before Azir had a hold of you. But I'm just very happy that you are okay with the information.
All right.
But that's disturbing to me because that means that somebody, whoever did this or whatever did this, knows about our connection to what happened at that temple.
No, we need to see somebody. We need to see somebody because there's something going on here in my head and I don't have control of it.
Well, that's just the bliss. You'll be fine in a little bit.
No, bliss does not make you hear things.
You're hearing something?
Yes.
Right now?
Yes. I think I'm either. I think I'm.
You have your amulet, right?
I gave that over to Trevor.
What? What the hell are you thinking? I smack him upside the head. Ow! This was to protect all of us. Oh my god. For all we know, you could be bugged, so to speak, and they could hear and see everything that's going on in here. Maybe that's all she knew how to get in. Michael, I swear to God.
He needed it more than me. He's the one that's kind of okay. Yeah, it was.
I
stupid
got
of
them
me.
so that everybody would be safe.
But if we get me one again, I'm going to have to figure out what I'm going to need to drop, and everything that I have is quite important. But okay.
Okay. Don't murder him yet.
I'm too cute to die.
Yes, you are, darling. If you weren't, I would have probably strangled you by now.
Yay! At least I now know that.
I mean, it means nothing to you right now.
Oh, no. It's just pretty much, this is Michael is
like,
blase saying
So
stuff.
that
trying
wasn't
to
yay.
act
like-
That was
So
yay.
this is good to
Yeah.
know. You're
Yes,
a
that
Vulcan
was-
right now, and you will be for the
Yes.
next 4 hours.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Anytime. Seriously,
thank you for checking on me and taking care of making sure I'm okay. I do appreciate that.
you mean a lot more to me than you realize. You mean a lot more to everyone here than you realize. So,
Thank you.
anything that you need, you got it. So, don't worry about it. You don't have to thank me.
I'll take his hands in mine, lean over and give him a kiss on the cheek and tell him thank you.
Yeah. And he'll kiss her forehead and then just be like, I felt oddly calm with everything that's been going on, especially given the voice in my head.
What is the voice saying to you?
It just said lies.
I see. I'm gonna get up and go to the door, open my door, and yell for Viserys and Trilak. Guys, please come up here, quick.
I believe we're being summoned, Sir Tri. And I'll start heading up
Oh,
the stairs.
You leave him for a few minutes.
What?
Hello.
Yes.
We have a problem, guys.
When don't
We have many problems. Which one is this?
Well, I just told Michael something kind of big, and he said there are voices in his head now telling him that I'm lying to him. So there's something wrong with him. You two are the magic-y ones. Fix him.
Yes, because this is not me inside my own head saying lies. This is somebody else outside of me saying lies.
He gave
I
away
can't
his
feel
amulet that all the amulets I got to protect us all from these assholes? He gave his to Trevor and didn't tell me so we could get him another one.
Well, I happen to have a spare one here. Here you go, Michael. And I'll hand him my amulet of...
So I'll take it from Viserys and put it over his head myself and be like, don't you ever take this off.
Then he'll just hand over his eyepiece to Rihanna and just go, okay, then we need to figure out what to do with that because I'm not going to be able to use one of these things. And I kind of like the shield and the greaves, and that's really useful, but I can only have 3 on me at a time.
Oh. Then we do have a problem.
what is the eye used for?
It gives me dark vision and also true sight, depending upon which word of power I use.
And you're still blind to a lot of things. Okay.
Yes.
Try like you get a plot point for that line.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
That was
Even
good.
the Sirius breaks out laughing.
Michael can't laugh. Michael can't even
I know,
Oh,
but
yeah,
that's
guys.
just
funny.
Yeah.
that was
Oh,
clever.
and guys, he's a little high right now.
High?
I gave him something to even him out so he wouldn't overreact to what I told him. So
And
So
what
he's-
did you tell?
that's a personal matter. I really don't wish to share right now.
Okay, and I'll go and I'll
Right.
make Michael open his
I'm sorry.
eyelids wider and check out his pupils.
Give me a medicine
I gave
check.
you guys. I gave him a little bliss.
We could all use a little bliss from time to time.
Well, I have some more. You want some?
No,
No.
thank you.
Okay.
Fucking crickets.
He had. What color are your eyes, Michael?
Huh?
What color are your eyes? Just tell me. I can't
Um,
see on the screen.
Michael's eyes are green.
Okay, Viserys, he has green eyes. That's what your medicine check tells you.
Yeah. He's got some nice green eyes.
He does have
Actually, no,
rather
wait.
beautiful eyes. Yes.
Actually, his eyes are blue. I'm sorry. His eyes are blue.
Okay,
well, then we have
so
a problem
a
'cause
trick
you
is a
changed
lie.
colors.
You thought they were green, but they're actually blue.
That's funny.
Okay, Trilike pushes Viserius aside and actually uses real medical knowledge.
Sorry, Serious.
He's fine. He's basically the drug that was given to him gives him the effect of calm emotions, but it was a very concentrated powder, and it'll last for a while. So he won't react emotionally to anything for the next few hours.
Okay.
Dear.
All right, fine. Listen. Michael, do you mind if I tell them what I told you?
No, go ahead.
You two, please sit down. Please. I'm assuming there's like a chair or two in the room.
Sure.
Okay.
I sit on floor because chair will break.
Yeah, I'll sit in the chair.
Okay, so we all know when Michael said that we all died and that Bahamut took him up and showed him everything and said we still had work to do and gave us like a redo.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That never happened. It was never Bahamut that he talked to.
Of course.
Right, because gods don't interfere in anything in our world. So
And
it means
if it was-
someone else messed with him.
There is also a possibility that maybe he was given a vision. Gods will happily give visions to anyone if they seem to alter that, their belief or anything. You know what I mean? So if they have...
That
that
makes
person-
sense. That makes sense.
Yes, but if they trifled with his memory, what's to account for the rest of us?
I know, that's what I'm saying. I don't really know.
If we think about it too hard, if we think that all our memories have been shattered and changed, and we're all going to be losing focus on what is real and what is not real. Right now, this is real. We are here. I am talking to you, you are talking to me. This is real.
Yes, but somebody is talking to him inside his head right now. So if that was just a vision, who's in his head?
That is something I have not come to conclusion yet.
Yes, this is going. Actually, Michael takes hold of it. Is the archive actually out right now?
I have it with me. It's in my bag.
Michael reaches for Viserius's bag and starts digging through for the archive. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it?
It's a
There
bag
it
of holding, so thinking about it, you pick it up.
is. Oh, yeah. He just reaches in, thinks about the archive, grabs it, and then just stares into it deeply and uses it.
Are you
Hoping this
asking a
works.
question or are you attuning to it? There is a difference. Anyone holding it can ask it a question, but when you attune to it, it then records your memory.
He is focusing he's focusing to attune to it.
Okay. So it'll take you, let's say, 10 minutes to properly attune. You have to unattune to something, obviously. Now, let's all make a note that the archive has it has your memories. Give me a wisdom save, please.
Shit.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Even while you're high as fuck.
It's probably because he is.
I mean,
I'm sorry, am I
look at
being
all
too
the
loud,
times you guys
princess?
rolled ones, and then all of a sudden 20s.
I haven't made a roll yet today, so let's not.
Yeah, there's always time. But anyway, yes, up until this point in your life, the archive has a record of your life.
Michael now hands that back over to Viserius. Goes, work your magic on it. Try to find out if you can see anything in there that can point out to who the hell's doing this to me. And then he puts on the amulet and he attunes to that now.
You cannot do that.
Oh, I can't.
The archive has a default that Viserius has learned about, a safety measure from its creators. You have to use a remove curse to unattune to it, because it is designed for long range
What?
record keeping. Anyone who's ever attuned to it has to have removed curse.
Okay.
Viserius learned that the hard way also. Again, this was a design feature.
So who has removed curse?
Viserius
I
has
think
already
have it
used it
again
once.
tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll do that
Okay.
tomorrow.
Well, then in the meantime, we're not leaving him alone at all.
And you will
Just in
continue
case.
to feed information to the archive as you learn things.
And I will reach over and take the archive back from Michael and put it back in my bag of holding.
No. Start asking mapping questions right now. Because if this is an outside influence and it's messed with my mind,
Here,
it
I'll
will
take it.
mess with the memory.
Serious, let me have it.
It doesn't matter who has it. The archive will still record the information, regardless of the distance.
No, I know. I'm saying I would like to use it, please.
No, very well. And I'll re-enter the archive.
And I'm going to look at it. I'm going to ask it a question.
Okay.
I'm going to ask it. Who did Michael talk to that pretended to be Bahamut?
And you see, from Michael's perspective, his conversation with the platinum humanoid dragon on a plane overlooking the world.
This isn't right.
The memory is exactly the way Michael has described it every time to you.
No, this isn't right. This isn't. No.
So, if I may add, this must be a vision. This is a vision that he has had about these events. Is that correct? Isn't that correct?
Ask it.
I don't know. Okay, I'll do it. It's like, was this a vision or an actual conversation?
You get no reply.
What I'm trying to say is, if a god had that much power to reverse time, to change and alter a timeline, then they would be far more powerful than anything we could ever imagine. Think of it this way. Why save Michael? In that moment, what did he say? He said that he got caught. Why save Michael and not the people at the temple? Why not go back to that point?
Exactly. So it couldn't have been Bahamut because otherwise that's what they would have done. But you know what? But we saw what they did to Trevor's memory. They completely altered his memories. Maybe that's what's been done to Michael. One of them have altered his memories to make him think that this is real. Because this did not happen. It was not. You did not talk to Bahamut.
But there's a specific reason why I wanted the archive to see this. Why I wanted to do this with the archive. With Trevor, it saw through what had been done, and it gave him the actual memory. It gave that Viserius was then able to actually see. This, it has to either be something that is so powerful the archives can't see through it, or it's an actual vision, in which case it could potentially be a vision from Bahamut showing me what would have happened if I had allowed myself to be caught, or it could be or it could be something else. So yes, I haven't had a direct conversation. No gods have turned back time for us, but I've either potentially had a vision or somebody's got a sixth sense of humor.
Well,
Yeah, I think so. I think the latter is probably true.
Well, maybe tomorrow I could prepare 2 remove curse spells.
Oh, you
One
still have
to-
spell slots, don't you? It's what,
Yeah.
a 3rd level spell? You're 9th
Yeah.
level. You still have spell slots.
Yeah, but I don't want to waste my higher level spell slots.
Okay. I just mean unless you guys are going somewhere today. But I mean, this is like noon anyway, so you still got the full day.
Yeah. Michael just taps his earring and goes, "Trevor, are you okay?"
Let me just take a look at the distance you guys are at. Let's see. You were over here. No, he's outside your range.
Why did a turn order pop up on the screen?
Oh,
That's weird.
I clicked the wrong thing.
Oh, I was like, now it's gone.
Oh, wait a
Am I
minute.
losing my mind?
I could recover some spell slots after a short rest.
Do what you must do.
All right. In the meantime, Michael casts sending to Trevor and goes, "Are you all right?"
No response.
Okay.
Ow, hey.
Trevor's not answering me, which is understandable.
Oh, Trilak.
Yes.
I was wondering, since I know that sometimes you feel uncomfortable running around the city because people look at you because you're so large. I'll pull my head of disguise out of my bag and say, if you'd like to use this to be able to get around and feel less awkward, you're more than welcome to use it.
Miss Rihanna, as much as I do, I'm very thankful for the offer. I am a large creature, and as far as I'm aware, that hat can only alter you to be 1 foot shorter. Even if I was shorter and looked humanoid, like a human,
You would
I
look
would
like
still-
a tall human.
I would look like a tall human. But that would still get people's attention. A new large human walking around the city.
Okay. Just thought I'd make that offer.
I'm very grateful for the offer. But
I mean, there are, granted, very few humans, but there's the occasional human, like, humanoid that's as tall and wide as you.
Goliath, half
Yeah.
orc,
2
half
examples.
ogre.
So, I mean, you're tall, but you're still a medium-sized humanoid because all player characters are medium-sized humanoids.
it would just add complications if I ever got found with it. Also, I am not as sly of tongue as you are. It would literally make me look like werewolf if I walked around as human, suddenly turned into a large wolf.
That's probably
And,
true. Well, I just thought I'd make the offer because I don't really need to use it anymore. So
I'm very grateful for the offer.
Viserius,
Yes.
would you have any use for this?
No, thank you. I have a spell that can change my appearance,
Okay.
but I appreciate the offer.
No problem.
How long has it been, Andy? Has it been at least an hour?
For the purpose of your arcane recovery, sure.
Okay, I'll ask Michael. If you wish, I could remove your connection with the archive. And in the morning, I'd like to try another remove curse on you. Maybe your memory has been modified as well.
That would be good.
Very well. And then I'll cast remove curse on Michael.
Okay. You are now free to reattune to anything else.
I'll reattune to the amulet, and I will look to everybody and go, all right, we need to find a way to get the eyepiece back to the brothers, because they're the ones who gave that to me.
Right.
Oh, they gave it to you as a reward for service it rendered. It's yours
Yes,
to
but
do with
it's-
as you wish.
And I wish to send it back to them
Okay.
because they gave it to me.
Now, do you still have those voices in your head?
As far as I can tell, no. But I've never heard them before.
That's weird.
Okay, I was double checking on remove curse, and you did post it there. All curses that would have been affecting him have been removed.
Oh,
Okay.
even better.
Do I feel like something else is gone?
You feel the same as you did 5 minutes ago.
So I'm like pretty much. I am so out of it. I'm pretty much like, nope, can't tell any difference.
Are you still hearing
if
the
anything,
voices?
you're able to rationalize everything better because emotion's taken out of the equation for you for the next few hours.
That's logical.
Hey, you're like the Sirius. Logical and cold. No, just kidding.
Let me try something else, Mr. Michael. And I will cast this.
Okay.
Maybe that will get rid of the voices.
Michael, you feel the same after the spell washes over. There's a brief disconnect from the natural magic you're used to feeling, but a moment later it comes back.
Did that have any effect?
I don't think we're going to be able to immediately tell right now because I can't emotionally feel anything, which kind of negates the purpose of trying to see if I'm going to feel any different.
True.
I mean, right now I am so out of it. I could be like seeing the most horrendous thing happen to all of creation, and I would just be like, as I am now.
Here, and I'll hand him the coffee. Drink some of this. Maybe that'll help.
Yes.
Yes, Andy.
Okay, Michael, your cam is frozen.
Just like his emotions.
For now.
Yeah. I'm
Oh.
really trying to fix this.
Maybe,
I'm generous.
help
You can have a
make
plot point for that one, Pete.
Hey.
But I said that about Viserius, so you didn't think that was funny. Gosh.
Because I was thinking the same joke.
Oh.
Cold and emotionless.
I'm also doing stuff to my sheet because I forgot that we're level 9 now.
Okay. So, Rihanna hands you a cup of coffee, and you can drink that if you want.
Oh, wait. Hold on.
Dude,
Here, you better take mine.
That
And
would
put
be
the
my
other one
next
down.
question.
Yeah.
Like, nope, drink this cup.
No, yeah, don't drink this cup. I'll walk
What
out.
was
I'll walk over, open the window, and pour it out the window.
what was in that one?
Same thing. I didn't
What?
think you were going to
A
drink
bird
the tea.
squawks at you as you throw the coffee in its general direction by accident.
What does this bird look like?
A
That's
hawk. It's a large bird. It's just kind of.
Is it the same one that I've seen hanging around here harassing me when I've had the windows open before?
Roll that. I feel like that's. I think history for memory.
Okay.
I would also take perception just to try to get a good look at a bird because I don't think anybody's ever paid attention to birds.
The bird
I just-
lands on a roof, gets acquainted.
my
Is
God.
a bird is a bird is a bird.
So,
Go away. Does it go away?
Well, it kind of did when you threw hot coffee towards it.
So it like left.
Yes, it's gone.
Okay, it hasn't come back. Okay. I'm gonna shut the window. I was like, now I'm all paranoid because with Michael's thing, I'm like thinking, okay.
Rihanna,
Yes.
did you just hot coffee mod a hawk?
Do what?
Did you just throw hot coffee at a hawk?
I was just dumping it out the window. I didn't know it was out there. Michael, you don't have anything new that you've acquired recently that somebody gave you or anything, do you? I'll just walk over to him and start patting him down and pulling everything out of his pockets, whether he likes it or not.
I think he's got a bag of holding. So, do you
Yeah,
have a
I've
bag
got
of holding?
Yes, I do.
Okay, then,
I'm gonna dump it out.
okay. So you literally turn it inside out.
There's a
Yes,
lot
I'm
of
back.
gold in there. There is a lot of gold in there.
Yeah, everything just spills out. So you'll have to
Oh, my
actually rummage
God.
through it. So
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll
so-
spend the time looking through it. Is any of this stuff new?
give me a perception check.
I really want to make a really
Wow.
detailed-
Okay.
Nat 1 backed up by a nat 20.
Yeah. This is a nice little difference there. Okay, so define new for me is describing what you find in his bag. Because you probably care about the gold, but you're not taking it just yet. So tell me what you're looking for, and I will answer that to the best of my knowledge.
Me or Michael?
Well, the two of us. First,
Okay.
rather than go through his whole list of items.
Sure. Well, what I'll do is I'll scoop up all his money and put it back in there and be like, "Good God, man!" And then I'll just start picking up things. How long have you had this? And as he answers me, I'll just throw it back in there. Do we come across anything that is relatively new, like in the last couple of weeks?
Kyle, do you remember anything in the past couple of weeks?
In the past couple of weeks, there's actually nothing that I can see on his sheet that hasn't been there.
Okay. No little trinkets or anything that you picked up from somebody, or nothing.
With the nat 20 you rolled, you do find a box that when you open it has 5 daggers. All the daggers have a different type of dragon scale handle, and a book that's the cover of the book is like a collage of dragon scales also.
Wow, this is fancy. Where'd you get this?
That got handed to me in the temple quarter.
By whom?
I was trying to find a god that would help me find redemption for everything that we've done. And after a short conversation with the guy, that was what was left. Because I just turned one moment and looked back and he was gone. And that was there. And there's writing in the book that only I can read.
Oh, dear God, why? So I'm going to use my detect magic that I have available to me now.
Okay.
And I'm going to use it on this box of stuff. And what does it tell me?
There's a faint radiant glow of magic, but it's not powerful enough that, like, for example, you can tell this has less power than, say, any magic trinket any of you wear. It's just got a faint glow about it when you look at it with detect magic on.
Okay. Is there anyone among us who'd be able to tell if this is something that would be affecting Michael? Or like making a connection between him and whoever this is in his head?
Well, give me about 10 minutes. Let me see the object, please.
Do you mind, Michael?
Go for it.
Okay.
Okay.
So these dragon scales, would I know anything about these dragon scales, or is anything about it familiar to me?
The daggers themselves don't seem to be any more magical. Perhaps a priest blessed them or something of that nature.
Okay.
And let's also do the identify. Again, there's nothing inherently magical about it. It just feels like, or appears that maybe somebody put a blessing on them, but not strong enough to do anything about it. As far as the daggers,
it appears just to be a simple glamour cast on these objects.
So as far as the daggers go, they're very well crafted, they're very well made, and each one has, like I said, just a different type of dragon scale, and they run, for 5 of them, it still runs a nice little rainbow, like from red to gold.
Mm-hmm. These are very nice, but this guy who gave them to you, what did he look like?
Very plain.
Darling, I think somebody may have given you something to mess with you.
The archive. We now have a source of information.
Duh.
Box of daggers.
Yeah. So serious, may I?
I believe you still have it.
Oh, sorry.
For the purpose of this, let's just say it's sitting on a table and you can pick it up whenever.
Okay, so I'm going to do that. I'm going to ask who gave Michael this box of daggers.
And you see just a dark-haired human. You get a perfect image of him.
Okay. Nobody I recognize.
Give me a history check.
Dang.
No,
Nice.
you've never seen him before, and you're pretty good with faces. So
Mm-hmm. So what I will do is I will use the hat of disguise. I'll plop it on my head and show them.
well, you don't need
Who
the
I
hat of
just-
disguise anymore.
Oh, that's right. Duh. I'm going to make myself look like who it was that gave them the thing and said, this is who it was. Everybody take a good look.
And you all see this rather plain but dark-haired human. There's nothing particularly memorable about him. He's wearing just normal clothes.
And see, that's what worries me is because as plain as he is, where did he get this? That just reeks of suspicion for me.
Would we recognize him? Would I recognize him?
You can give me a history roll also, but
Okay, I'll give myself guidance.
sorry, I'm just laughing at the
16.
fact that you guys are doing so poorly on these rolls.
Oh, he got the 4, so that's a 16.
Yeah, but no, this is no one you've seen.
I don't seem to recognize this chap.
Okay.
Nope.
Mm-mm.
Has not crossed my mind.
And Andy, do you remember the name that the book shared?
The Tome of Redemption.
No, the name within the book. Is
Oh.
it still written down? Is it still written down on the note for me?
Yes, it'll still be on your notes. Okay, I didn't even realize you had your camera up. I just rebooted mine to get his working.
Yep, I have it back.
But yes, you can take a look at the notes at any time.
Yeah, so we need to figure out who Magistrate Bartholomew Westland is, and if he does actually commit blackmail, extortion, bribery, and murder.
Wow. You know what? I'll look into that one for you.
Just out of curiosity, Michael, are you looking in the book right now?
Yes.
Okay. Do you see the second page?
Yeah, that was. Who's learned?
Learned. Interesting.
Uh-oh. My roll 20 froze up.
Yeah.
Okay, who is learned?
Well, first, before I answer this, darling, can you tell me what is this book telling you? I mean, what is this a list of?
Book, knives, put 2 and 2 together.
So you're supposed to take out these individuals in this book with these daggers?
Yep.
I don't like this. May I see the book?
I hand it over to you. There's nothing inside of it.
I don't see anything.
No, you see nothing. It's blank pages.
Okay, so who are you trying to quote unquote assassinate?
Oh, this magistrate he spoke of.
And learned.
What are Learned's crimes?
Manipulator, deceiver, and
And what?
fiend.
As a
F-I-E-N.
That explains so much.
Who is this guy?
He happens to be a person who deals in the brokering of knowledge and information. People pay him, and he pays people for information.
So wouldn't this information be very valuable to him?
Wouldn't the archive be a way of pulling him out?
Possibly.
I don't want to use it that way, but if we have to. But yeah,
So, Michael is an aspiring assassin. That's great. Nobody
Yeah, but I want to
expects
know.
the
But
bomb.
yes, but I want to know who it is that wants these people dead. That's what concerns me.
Well, we have a broker of information, so it's clearly someone who doesn't want certain information getting out. That means either this learned, if that is the one with that is the broker, correct?
Yes.
What was
So
his
either
last name?
this-
Bartholomew.
Westland.
This Magistrate Westland could be very much but he's on the list. So we need to find out what these two have in common. I'll tell you what.
Knowledge.
Yes. I'm going to go visit Learned. I'm going to
Okay.
ask him about this Magistrate Westland. Would you gentlemen mind escorting Michael and going and finding Trevor and making sure that he's okay?
I would suggest that one of us goes with you.
Learned is kind of particular.
Yes.
I kind of need to go talk to him on my own.
Offish?
Yes, he's a bit standoffish.
Yes. Yes, I've spoken with him myself.
Honestly, guys, I will be fine.
That is what Michael has said before. And we all know how that turned out.
Gentlemen,
Yes. Had we
We're
not
fi-
agreed to travel in pairs from now on?
To be fair, I always have been fine, except for the time.
I just disappear out of the room with the box.
Michael, your voice was breaking up there. But yes, while everyone was standing around, she just slipped right by you all. Because this is what she's good at.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna. Where the fuck she go?
Okay.
We need a bell.
Fucking
So
rogues.
we're going to stay with the group of you in the room who suddenly realized that she took the box and walked out the door while you were talking about working in pairs. So
Does she
At
have
least-
a book?
we're going to stay with the three of you.
Yes, I happen to know where she's headed.
Does she
can always
have the
just go
book?
there.
She said
Why don't
the
we
book
try-
was still in her hand. So yeah.
Yeah. Can we just try and find Trevor first? Because I'll keep in touch with Rihanna while we're out. But seriously,
If it
This
was
is-
Spanish.
yeah,
And when I'm
I
not
know
too
exactly
far
how
away
you
from
feel,
the
babe.
house, I will use my earring and say, "Sorry, boys, but I gotta take care of this one on my own."
Okay.
Cat, if you rip that curtain
Then I'll
down,
respond.
oh my god.
Just be careful.
All right.
Oh, always, darling.
So first
Sorry.
off, you three tell me how you would go. Where are you going first? Because
Well, let's go find Sir Trevor.
Okay, how do you want to track him down? It's a big city. This is basically a skill test. Each one of you give me the skill you're going to use to try to track him down, and I will, factor them all into a success or a failure.
Andy,
Michael will just
real
use
quick.
sending to ask where Trevor is.
You're
When
disconnecting again. Rihanna,
Yep.
you were saying something?
Well, when Trevor first left and I kind of started to follow, did I happen to notice, was he heading towards his home or elsewhere?
He was heading just straight down the first. He was just walking in a straight line down the street.
Okay.
So it
So I'll tell
didn't
him
look
that,
like
like-
he had a destination in mind at the time
Okay.
you were
I'll
turned
tell him
back.
he just headed straight out and was just kind of wandering when he left here, so good luck.
Okay, now Michael.
Michael uses sending to ask Trevor, is there a place that we could meet you within the next 2 hours?
Docks.
Let's go to the docks.
Okay. Now
Very
we are
well.
going to jump over to Trevor and the conversation that you just told me you wanted to have.
Yes. Sorry. Kitty needs loves. Yeah, I wanted to go track down Learned.
Yes. And that's not a problem. You know where he hangs out.
I'm assuming I can make my way back to him?
Yeah.
Okay. I would like to do so. Please don't chew my cord.
Okay, that's no problem. You can sit down with the table.
Yeah, I will cast Mage Armor before we leave the residence. And also before we head out the door, I will cast this.
Okay, so Trevor?
What's the price and information on memory spell?
You just wanted me to explain the spell to you? We'll call that a gold piece.
I'll push over a couple. Doc, I will push over a couple. I want to know everything.
Okay, he'll explain the basics behind modified memory, which is basically what it's going to say in the handbook.
Okay. And that's something that lasts years? Or can last years?
It lasts until something, well, interferes, with the enchantment that's been placed on you. Someone casts another spell to disrupt it, and it goes away.
So it's possible for other people to implant memories using the same way, the same trick.
What do you mean by the same trick? I mean, someone casts a spell on you, and if, they are stronger than you, I guess is the best way to say it, yes, they can implant a memory in your head.
Okay. I'll get up and leave.
Okay. Sorry, I'm reading what Carrie just sent me. Okay, so you wanted to go and basically pray, I guess is the best way to say it. Alright. Roll me, let's call that one religion.
Okay. Very good at religion.
Okay. You kind of, meditate and you think about it, but you don't really get anything.
Figures. Okay, well, I am going to take that box and the book and tuck it away somewhere where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of hide it a little bit where I'll know, come back and get it. And then I'm going to head to Learned.
Okay. And I think that you would get there after Trevor had already left, so you're able to sit down with him.
Learned. How are you?
Been a slow day.
I have a question. I need some information.
Well, that's usually why people talk to me.
Yes, I know. Do you know anything about a thing called Book of Redemption?
No.
I'm gonna make myself look like that person.
Okay.
Have you ever seen this person?
No.
This person gave one of my friends a very interesting box that has some very nice daggers and a book that only he can read. And your name is in this book. That doesn't surprise you?
Oh, no, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm. All that I can surmise from the fact that there are a set of colored daggers and this book is that they're meant to meant for you and anybody else in that book.
what do you know about the daggers?
Not much. Just has a very, very, very faint glow. That's it. Do you know anything? Do you have some information that you could give me on Magistrate? Shit, I forgot his name already, and I don't have anything to write stuff down because I'm not at home.
Yeah.
Bartholomew
Westland.
Westland.
Do you know anything about Magistrate Bartholomew Westland?
I've heard his name. He's, well, obviously a magistrate. I've heard he's a bit of a culinary enthusiast.
Okay.
But he's pretty well respected.
Really? So, murder, blackmail, those kind of things are not things you'd expect from him?
Well, I expect humanity to do quite a bit, but I've never heard of him being involved. I mean, outside of the fact that it is his job to determine a person's guilt or innocence. But I've never heard of anyone hurling accusations at him.
Probably because he's powerful enough to have other people do his dirty work.
Well, again, if I've never heard of anything coming into connection with him, but it is possible. Someone who knows enough with enough connections can accomplish a lot, and he just sort of, frames himself with that statement.
So do you know anybody who would have a grudge against this magistrate?
Well, anyone who was ever found guilty of a crime that he was the...
Anyone with enough magic to be able to provide a magic book and enchanted daggers to kill him with. That's what I'm asking.
If you wanted to, we'd have to go through his entire career and start drawing connections to people, because again, a person with enough motivation can accomplish a great many things. So it's entirely possible that someone who feels that they were wrong 20 years ago could only now have accumulated the power they need to try to wreck his life. I've certainly seen things of that nature before.
Okay. So who'd want you dead?
Again, there's a lot of... that's a fairly long list. There are beings out there who aren't exactly happy with me.
Beings?
People, things. I've made my share of enemies. I used to travel the world.
Only this world?
I'm not in your debt that far. My history costs a lot more than what you can afford at the moment.
That is fine. All right. Does Westland have any connections with Victor?
Well, no. Outside of the fact that Victor does tend to let people work off their crimes. I mean, a common punishment is to do service for the city, and he certainly had been working on a work release program, I guess is the best way to phrase it. I believe you once took part in that.
Yes, I did.
But it is
sort of.
It is very common for people who have committed a serious enough offense to have to do hard labor.
Or be used as Victor's thieves.
Well, that I don't have first-hand information about. So,
oh, I can tell you he does that because he tried to hold our lives over by asking us to steal from some very powerful magic items.
Isn't that why you first came to me? You wanted to be known for stealing powerful things from powerful people?
Yes.
So it sounds like he just basically gave you your dream job with a little bit of extra incentive to pull it off.
Yes, well, yes. All right. Well, that's all I really wanted to know. Give my best regrets. Get up and walk away.
He's like, I don't talk to him, right?
I don't see why not.
Okay. And for like the first time ever, he's giving you a very confused look. And you walked in front of him naked before.
You know. All right, I'll just leave.
Okay.
I'm going to leave those objects in that location and head back to the manor. Shh. Oscar, quiet.
Trilek is sounding the alarm.
Actually, it's Oscar. It's
The wiener
fierce.
dog.
He's fierce.
My cat is just watching the stream. Look at him.
Okay, so if nobody else had anything, then we can sort of jump forward to a couple hours when you are all going to meet at the docks. But if you have anything in between now and then, let me know.
Nope.
Carrie, can't hear you.
Sorry. Were they still at the manor when I get back?
Unless they all went somewhere.
I thought we went to the tavern.
Okay. Which tavern did you go to? Sorry if I missed something, but
Yeah,
I think I missed something.
me too.
because last time I heard from you guys, Trevor told you where to meet him in a couple of hours. Where did you go in between?
Oh, okay. Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And I said I would do these things right before we left.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
okay, so we're still at the manor.
Okay.
Okay, well, I would like to try to slip in unnoticed.
Okay. Do another stealth roll. Trilak, you hear footsteps upstairs.
My mic was muted. Miss Rihanna, I can smell you.
Yes, dear, I know. I need to bathe quite badly.
It's more the cinnamons. She doesn't do the cinnamon sticks so really heavy, don't you think? Or is that the witch hazel?
Let's not think too much into what she bathes with, Michael. If you really need to know, the archive is free to be.
No,
But
like I said before, that's just invading.
That's just
I was
weird.
thinking more about her perfume. I wasn't thinking about anything else.
I never thought of Rihanna as a perfume person.
It does sort of go against the whole be unnoticed part.
Yeah. It's just a natural aroma, I guess.
Tiefling pheromones.
Yes. That apparently must affect human males.
Oh, so she's part succubus.
Potentially.
Can you not move my mouse?
But it's a mouse. It is a mouse, and you've got a cat.
Okay, I'll be right back, guys.
Yeah, this might actually be a good place for us to take 5 because it's been a couple hours.
I'm good for
Okay.
5.
Okay, so we'll be back
I
in
gotta
about
get up, dude.
5 minutes.
Okay, I'll be back.
And we are back. So, unless you guys were going to do something else at the manor, I think we'll do our time skip over to the docks, which, based on the way Danny's camera and light looks, it's sundown. It's got a nice, glow about the orange glow about everything.
Rihanna is going to take a nap. I guess I don't know that they're going to.
Yeah, you don't actually. I mean, unless somebody told you, I guess somebody probably came because Trilight heard you upstairs, so he can tell you when they'll meet.
I mean, we have an earpiece.
Yeah,
that's true.
Yep.
So
I would take a nap.
Yeah, you got time. Okay, so we're at the docks. You're all together. I think I archived the docks map. Yes, I did. Otherwise, I pulled it up just for fun. I archived some of those maps to make my life easier. Okay, so
why would you do that? That doesn't make
to
any
make
sense.
my life easier.
Yeah,
I have so many maps.
I know.
Okay, so anyway, you're at the dock.
And Trevor's would be easy enough to find. He's just at the end of one of the docks.
Yep. So Michael just slowly comes up behind Trevor. You okay?
No, but it's kind of a given.
You need anybody to talk to about it?
There's one person that I need to talk to about it, and I can't.
Is there a way to get to him to be able to talk to him about it?
Oh, I can get to him. It's all hearsay.
So do you think your brother would believe you?
Not without proof.
What if he looked into the archive and saw it?
I might do it, but convincing him to do that might be difficult. Honestly, I'm not quite sure if I believe it fully, but I mean...
No, that's understandable.
It explains being blank the last year and a half, almost 2 years.
Kind of sucks when people do that to you.
What was that?
Maybe I need to turn my volume down.
Just your
Rihanna, you're not taking a contract right now and finishing it, are you?
Yeah. You see a half-orc fighter with the group. He's wearing chainmail, a helm, and a shield strapped on his back, and he'll lean in and say, "Well, it's in your mind."
Actually, that only affects your appearance, not your voice. Unless you're changing your voice.
Yeah, I'm changing my voice.
Okay.
God.
Rihanna, that's an ugly disguise for you.
That's not Rihanna.
Darling, I'm here.
Oh, God. Hi.
Hello. It's Viserius.
That is not a good look for you.
That's the point.
Exactly.
It's just weird timing is all.
Didn't Trolltide end like a few days ago? Costumes aren't allowed. Like,
You're one to talk.
This is all natural, friend.
Okay. If we could not have the discussion about what's organic and what is illusory. Because I don't want to have to tell what's been modified and what hasn't.
Are you insecure, Michael? Is
No.
there something... Okay, anyway.
There's a furball that's sitting on the docks, not necessarily eavesdropping, but close enough to hear that. He kind of looks like, You know, man, reality is all just perception anyway. So, what's an illusion to one is reality to another.
You should join our group. You have the same thought process.
I don't want to go where I'm not invited.
I'll walk over to him, sit down next to him. What's your name, friend?
Oh, well, they call me the dude. You can call me dude if that's easier for you. Whatever works.
Can I get you a drink? Preferably a White Russian?
I can make my own water, but thank you. I do appreciate it. And you get a plot point for getting the reference.
I knew the reference. Oh, you guys are just racking up that stuff, and I'm like, la la.
I don't get the reference, but that's okay.
I give it to the first
vibes.
person who makes the comment.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's like, no,
Well,
I can handle food and water, but thank you. I appreciate it.
So, dude, you're just hanging out down here.
Well, yeah. And you got to be somewhere. I'm here.
See the interesting stuff that goes on down here?
Well, there's this group of people who were talking about reality and illusion. That was kind of interesting to me.
I suppose it is. At that point, when I'm saying that to him, I'll make myself look like Jeslyn.
Okay, you see, that's what I'm talking about illusions and reality. You don't
Yeah.
know what's what until you see it.
Right.
And even then, do you know what's what?
That's true. So
Okay,
very, very true.
My brain is going to break, and seeing as I'm possibly one of the only sane people here.
Your
that is
mind
not a very
has
good
to
idea.
be a mind expanded. Never really goes back to its original shape, so it's good to push those things.
what? You wouldn't happen to have anything on you, would you, right now?
I mean, he'll hand you like some grain. Like, did you want something to eat? I make it every day, and there's like plenty to go around.
No, I'm thinking more like
I'm going to reach
anything
in my
helpful.
pocket, and I'll hand him a little bit more of what I put in the tea earlier. Here you go, dear.
Michael's just gonna look at that and go, "The headache I'm going to get from coming down off of this is going to be killer." You do
Oh,
realize
I've got
that,
some
right?
for that too.
No, actually, when it fades, you're fine afterwards. So you can feel your emotions again.
Is this the dude saying that? Because that would be awesome.
It can be. He recognizes it.
A resident stoner.
He's going to become my new best friend.
That, along with the parrot, put them in the same room. See what happens.
Oh, yes.
I don't have that many different voices, so no.
Oh, I left Bones at home. He's too annoying to take in public.
He'd probably say the same about you.
I'm
He
sure.
did, in fact.
So anyway, Trevor, you need the archive. I do not understand sign language, unfortunately. It is something I'm yet to learn.
Michael
Okay.
just
Okay, he's not chewing anymore. Yeah, I want to see if I can find that room.
Keep it real, dude.
Bye.
Later, dude. Don't go scuba diving.
No offense, I'm not going to be sneaking any of you into the... Well, at least not all of you into the castle. So,
Oh, you don't need to sneak me in, dear. I can find my own way, I'm sure.
Hey,
how much of this stuff can
find
we
somewhere,
get? This is actually
somewhere a little more private to discuss this.
I agree.
You can kind of move to a place where there's fewer people.
Well, how about we just head back to the manor?
That's also an option.
Just saying. Or Trevor, hey, we can have a party at your place.
Yeah, they might have tabs on the manor.
Well, they probably have. If they want to watch us, they're watching us. There's no
Nah,
stopping that.
that's a good point.
My temple, my room.
You kind of have a small room for 5 people.
True. But it is also the one place that is most likely unmarked.
Maybe.
I mean, if Azir's watching, she's gonna know anyway.
Unless the temple's got spells to prevent that.
I can probably guarantee you that they don't.
But if we've all got these and I hold up my amulet, they shouldn't be able to spying on us anyway.
With magic,
True.
you can spy on people without magic.
Well, you'd have to physically be there.
True.
So, then nowhere is truly safe. Then we might discuss right here. As long as we don't get too into detail.
Well, I don't know what it is we're discussing.
So, what we now know is that someone did something to a friend of ours. And a friend of ours is trying to ascertain whether or not that is a reality or not. Isn't that correct?
More or less.
Yeah.
So, in order to ascertain whether or not it is a reality, how do we go about doing that?
I go back to where it happened.
But that
And if
is the
something
problem.
happens, well, I won't be alone this time, or at least people will know where I am.
Yes, but like you said, you cannot get us in to that location. And what happens if you come out of that location and your mind has been tampered with? And then you think that everything is fine.
I can get with Trevor. Make
And
myself
I
look like. Well, I can make myself look like a city guard that's just with him.
I'm sure the castle has many runes or ways of making sure that simple disguises do not get past people.
That's what these work on. And I jingle the amulet again. I can go into the city offices that have the same enchantments, and they don't see through it unless they're staring at me good and hard.
Hey, wait a minute. I've got the plans for the castle, and I know exactly where Victor's room is located at.
Except I wasn't in his room.
Where was it?
That's the only problem. All I know is a staircase.
Well, I saw the mirror.
Dungeon.
I've got it embedded into my memory. I can cast a spell to locate that
Visarius,
mirror.
point of clarification, you have blueprints that were based on, public records dating back from like when the castle was first built, and you have like the alterations up to the most recent version you could find that didn't include where people put their. Oh, sorry, you're talking about from the archive. My bad. Sorry. There's so many damn things I got to keep straight.
Yeah, now you know how I feel when it comes to your game.
At least you have a book to go off of.
Yeah,
I've
but when it
got
comes down to-
6.5 people.
I've got 3, and it's hard to keep track of
Yeah.
you.
So shut up. Visarius, you saw the mirror.
Yeah.
Well, there's always the option, too, of just taking that object from my brother.
The archive.
Yep.
Which is what I
Well,
suggested before.
Why don't we take it to him now?
There was this whole debate about privacy and everything. We have to make sure that those who don't want their memories snooped about in are clear. Hence why I have never attuned to it.
But if this is true, any crimes against Victor considered treason.
Exactly.
Mhm. That's what we need.
Isn't that what we want?
Yeah,
It's
that
just
is what
whether or
we
not
want.
if he believes it, because I'm still struggling with it. But I mean, it's getting clearer and clearer every minute. But
We need corresponding evidence to back it up. Because if we just have this, it can still be seen as circumstantial because we don't have anything to back up what's on the archive.
Would your brother, if
What
we
is
took
in
this
your-
to him and he saw what Viserius saw, would that be enough to convince him to try to find that room and to find that mirror to see if we find anything else? Or do you think he would blow it off?
Hey, we still have the option of looking for that cleric
I
in the
think-
mirror at the
I think
temple.
we could try.
Oh, the person in the mirror was a cleric?
He
It
was dressed in
somebody in holy armor.
Baylor's,
That's all I know.
yeah, Baylor's armor.
Okay, well, that doesn't necessarily mean a cleric.
It could mean anything. I mean, you're Brianna. You're more than welcome to look into the archive to see, and it would probably be the thing to do if we are going to find this mirror. That way, you know exactly coming into it.
Well, I said we go talk to this guy first. See if we can convince him into going with us to go talk to your brother, Trevor. That'll just be more evidence against
What
Victor.
guy?
The guy in the mirror. We can look for him at the temple.
I don't think it's at the temple. And I will very briefly explain to them the conversation that I had with Michael and how I don't think that was like a communication thing between places, and that I think that that's actually maybe a form of imprisonment. I know it
There's
sounds
only one way to
crazy.
find out.
Well, I know for some reason that cleric was worried when he saw me. That's something I'm remembering, but
Probably worried because he knew he was going to do it if he
Whatever it
caught
was.
you. Well, whoever it was, he was probably afraid what was going to happen to you.
yeah, when we found that out, point to my head.
You know what? I will, but I don't want to do it here. Let's go back to the manor. I'm uncomfortable being out here in public.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. So you all walk back to the manor. I feel like at this point everybody is, rubbernecking in every direction because you're all a bunch of paranoid individuals.
A little bit.
But you don't see anything more than what would normally be there. Your suspicions might make it seem worse than it is, but nobody seems to be following you actively.
When I get back to the manor, I would like to look about and see if I see any large, odd birds hanging around.
Okay, give me a perception check.
Yeah, I'm gonna send Wesley up in the sky too to check out the.
Okay, then give
The
me a
grounds.
check for Wesley as well.
Did that come through?
Yes, I can see
Yeah.
it. I was just going to wait and see what Wesley saw so I can give all the information at once. Which I think basically runs off your perception, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Ooh, 24.
There's always, some wildlife around, even inside of a city. A couple of squirrels, and there are some birds, but it's not like you see a large bird of prey like the hawk you saw earlier.
Okay.
And if you want to have Wesley do a swoop at any of them, they scatter.
Okay, yeah, I was about to suggest that.
Okay, I thought you might.
Because I just remember that I had a rather large, obnoxious bird, like, making noise at me outside my window one time, and that was before Azir showed up, so.
Yeah, but Wesley easily chases away the squirrels and even the birds that are there. Don't want to tangle with an owl.
Yeah,
He's a
Wesley's
hawk.
an owl?
He's a hawk.
Oh, hawk.
It's a hawk?
Okay, sorry, I can't remember
Yeah.
which animal you turned him into.
He's a hawk owl.
Anyway, so you all get back. Your paranoia is slightly assuaged.
So,
Okay. Back. I guess I made that archive and I'll look and see what I can see.
All right, so you say basically.
I'm just going to ask to show me Trevor's memory of when he caught Victor having a conversation with.
Okay.
Just like, I just want to see this.
Yeah. Okay. So, Danny, I'll let you copy that over if she needs the whole story, but I'll give you the summary. You're seeing this, through Trevor's eyes, like, without the emotion attached, just the information. So it's like watching a first-person movie.
Right.
But you do see Victor talking to Silas, but Silas is inside of a mirror with a chessboard between them. And it's sort of like what I told you before about, or told whoever looked at it before, that, he's telling him that, he needs to change his ways, the Wrath of Palor, blah, blah, blah. And Victor just laughing. And then they catch Trevor and beating and spellcasting blackness.
It wasn't. Michael just holds Rana, then we're going to get him back.
I don't think he's alive.
Doesn't matter. We'll get him back. Still in the mirror. We'll bring him home. To you. We'll get him back.
And if he's not in the mirror?
Then we'll find him. And we will force Victor to return him.
What I'm trying to say is, what if Silas isn't dead? And this was planned.
I don't think that Victor planned it to go like this.
Besides, what would it be a plan for? The story I was told that he was dragged off and he used him to test the rage on him.
Did you see him all the time during that?
No. It's information that I gathered in my travels while I tracked Victor down to try to get him back. He's totally died like all the others that it was used on.
There are many possibilities of what's going on. He could be trapped inside the mirror. He could be dead. Or he could be working in affiliation with Victor.
He would never do that. And at that, Rihanna will turn to Trailock and give him a murderous glance. He would not be working with him. He was not. No, he would die rather than help something that diabolical.
No. I think we got away.
What's that?
Whatever the reason that you saw Silas, whatever the reason is, it will be dealt with when we have that bridge to cross. Right now, we need to deal with Victor. And I know that is very cold of me to say, and I know that this is very emotionally troubling for you, Oriana. But the only way we're going to get more answers is by dealing with one problem at a time.
Oh, I know. And I'm going to deal with the Victor problem. He's going to die. I will destroy him with my own hands if I have to.
So, we must make a decision then. Shall we turn this information over to Trevor's brother? And then have that scenario play out? continue further investigation in... I don't even know what to call it.
Me neither.
Just get up and leave. Just go
Michael
upstairs to
follows
my room.
Michael follows Rihanna.
One thing is certain, this Victor must be stopped. This is truth. This is a reality. Victor must be stopped at any cost. It is just stopping him that is the problem.
Actually, I think the problem is convincing people that he is the problem.
True.
Because even I'm not sure anymore.
Maybe he's modified their memories as well.
If he's able to do it to Trevor, I assume he's done it before.
Yes, he's a pretty powerful wizard in his own right.
Trust me, my brother's too thick-headed to have that done to him.
So even if we do get the evidence to pin this all on Victor, it's going to be very difficult to take him down. If he is this powerful.
Look, I remember I was tasked with trying to find out if Victor was loyal or not, because my brother was concerned when Wilson first took over, when Wilson was first crowned and Victor took over his job as spy master. So, I mean, it fits, but
Even after finding a possible solution, we are riddled more than complications.
well, if my brother decides to believe it, we'd have an ally against Victor. An ally who could handle Victor, because trust me, I don't think we could. At least not alone.
Yeah. We would have a powerful ally, someone who is trusted within the guard, someone who is cared about, someone who is recognized for their status.
And despite what others might think of him, my brother's first thought is the king in the city. If somebody is against that or trying to destroy it from under him, I don't see how he wouldn't want to look into it. It might not be the, all-out war Michael and Brianna seem to want, but be a start. Maybe.
It is very difficult to think about how this is going to play out. In my mind, and I believe in many of our minds, we just want this to be over. Victor's reign on this city to be done. Let's do it. I think that now is the time for action instead of thought. We are paranoid. We are concerned about the outcomes of these. And despite what I have said before about some members of our group acting without thought, that was not fully true. They did think. They thought about the possible outcomes, but not them all.
I think if I take Brianna and take this to Randall, we might have a chance. Just because she actually knows the person that's in there. And my brother's good at telling when people are lying. usually.
And seeing as how your mind was altered, we also have to make sure that your brother's mind was not altered. And
Like I
maybe the
said, my
king-
brother's pretty thick skull.
Wait,
And
Wait,
he's
wait,
also
wait. The king. The king.
is always around my brother.
No, not just that. Remember, ages ago, we all decided that we had to find out what happened to the original king.
I told you what happened to the original king. He died.
Did he?
Yes.
And how do you know this?
I was there.
Or were you? Your mind could have been altered to make you think you were there when he died. Victor has that power.
I wasn't there when he died. I was there when he... Everyone was. The entire fucking city was. Victor isn't that powerful.
The death of the king and his funeral was a pretty public event.
Okay, then maybe he is dead. But the circumstances of his death, that could be different. He could have been murdered by Victor in order for his brother, Wilhelm, to take over. Someone who is more easily manipulated. Wilson. I forget names. Someone who is...
Right, but you're also forgetting we have the bulwark that is my brother glued to his side whenever he... As far as I know, Victor has never been...
And again, your mind can be altered. And the store's mind can be altered too. He could remember sitting next to the king for 2 days in a row without even moving. And it could be false. Victor could have done something to his brain, to his mind. Made him think that he was always next to the king, when at some points he wasn't.
You are not giving my brother enough credit.
I'm not saying that we should. I'm just stating possible possible problems that could plague us in the future. These are things we have to consider. I'm not saying that your brother is easily manipulated. I'm not insulting him in any way. And I doubt that he would let anything happen to the king. But with Victor's power, we have to take into consideration that everyone is vulnerable to it.
All right, so while you guys are having that conversation, nobody really paid attention when Michael left the room. Michael, where did you go? Turn your mic on.
I'll be right back.
Michael's gone to see Learned.
Okay. He's, like I said, not hard to find if you ask the right people.
Michael just very calmly walks up to the table, motions towards one of the seats as if asking, "May I?"
He'll give you a nod.
Michael sits down very calmly, and he goes, "So, I hear that you're the guy in the know for quite a few things."
That is my profession.
Michael slowly piles up about 10 small piles of 10 gold coins.
Okay.
I need some information on a very specific mirror down a long flight of stairs in a very specific person's holdings.
I need to know those specifics because you just described most nobles' houses.
I think you probably know which mirror I'm talking about, though.
What is your last name again? I keep
the-
forgetting.
It is Bradmore.
Okay. Mr. Bradmore, I'm not a telepath. I'm just very well informed. But I don't know what's going on inside your head until you tell me.
I don't even think I know fully.
Well, then
But
you probably need to go talk to someone who's better with helping with that sort of thing. Because until you tell me which mirror you want to know about, I can give you a history on mirrors. It's not worth 100 gold.
the one that a particular spy master, or at least designs himself to be a spy master, more like the power behind the throne, uses to speak with a very particular person.
It's very easy to enchant a mirror for communication purposes. And that is actually a pretty common way for some people to communicate. It's basically just an elaborate form of sending stone. Again,
Not
he
one
takes 1 gold coin. It's not worth the price you're looking to pay right now. You need to be specific. Don't talk in circles. Ask the question. You can't be
right.
heard outside of my table.
Okay. I'm looking for Victor's mirror because it holds a paladin of Palor within it, and that is important to somebody I care for.
I have no knowledge of this mirror.
Do you know of any holdings that Victor has that wouldn't be on official records?
If I did have that kind of information, I don't think you could afford it. That would be valuable indeed.
Then what do you know on Victor that would have him pretty much list you out for me to kill you? Because I think he's been behind a book that has been used to manipulate me in a certain way.
There's plenty of people and not people who don't like me because of the fact that I do what I do. I know a lot of secrets, and some beings don't want those secrets out. Now, if Victor is on that list, I can't say. He's never come for me directly. No one for a very long time has made a move against me because I am neutral. I will sell my information to anyone if they pay the right price.
So, what's the right price for the information that you do have on Victor?
That depends on what you're willing to pay. What exactly do you want to know about Victor?
I want to know how to make the issues of him go away. I want to know how I want to know how deep his control goes. I want to know what he's in control of. And I want to know how to take it out without causing any more destruction than what I've already done. Because I just want this done.
He'll take 4 more coins, so that's a total of 5 gold coins, and he tells you that Victor Cromwell is a High Chancellor and advisor to the King. By all accounts, he is human, and therefore mortal, and can be killed the same way any mortal can be killed. Some are just more difficult to put the blade in.
Now you're walking in circles, or at least talking in circles.
I'm giving you the information about the man that I have. I've never heard anyone accuse him of being anything more than a very, a pretty, I don't want to say learned because that's my name, but he is a spellcaster. He has knowledge like many old spellcasters have. They collect knowledge, the same way bards collect songs.
How old is he exactly?
I don't know. And he looks like he's in his 90s, but maybe he just had a really hard life.
What is the oldest reference that you have to him exactly?
When he came forward as the King Wilson's advisor.
So he's managed to keep himself out of any and all records up until that point.
He wasn't particularly involved in local politics until a couple of years ago. I don't know where he came from. I don't know who his people are. I've never met him personally. You're accusing me of withholding information, but I'm telling you exactly what I have on the man.
No, I just find it very hard.
Well, if you want more legends, I have ways of collecting more information, but they come at a price, and I'm going to be looking up that price now.
I think Kyle just froze.
Okay. Kyle, can you hear us? Okay, yeah, it looks like he's been disconnected or something. So we'll have to pick that conversation up in a minute.
It's so stressful.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, yay.
There I am.
Okay, let me reset mine to see if I can get your camera back. Okay, but he will tell you that he has ways of collecting information. Some of them are more reliable than others, but I can basically learn I can cast spells that will let me divine what legends surround a person or an object, but that has its own cost. A cost I don't pay for myself. That would be a minimum of 300 gold for me to cast a spell. Let's call it an even 400 for my time.
Michael pulls that out and pays it.
Okay. He'll tell you to come back in about half an hour because he has to go somewhere and do this ritual.
He'll just go out
Okay.
if there's a bar there, he'll go to the bar.
Yeah, there's a bar.
Just sit there.
He learned it operates out of a tavern, so there's a place you can drink. And Carrie's letting the dog out, so we'll just fast forward this 10 minutes. And I'm just reading up on the spell because it's one of those fun little... Divination is always a fun thing to play with. Let's see. Okay, so when he calls you back over, he's just going to tell you this information may or may not be true. I cannot verify legends, but it's what people know about him. And besides what I've already given you, there are reports of a man very similar to Victor who has been around for roughly maybe 100 years, maybe longer, but these legends only go back to about 100 years, of a person who gathers up knowledge, ancient, forgotten, secret knowledge. And that's really it. It's not what you want, but it's what I have. Anything else will require more active investigation on my part, and again, we're going to be having to renegotiate prices at that point. No sound.
All right, what would be a fair price at that point?
How much do you want? Because it depends on who and I have to send in to gather. I mean, do you want something directly from inside his chambers? Because that's going to be difficult and time consuming.
Michael stacks up 1,000 gold coins in front of him. As much as that will get me.
It'll take a few days, but come back to me and I will give you what I can.
All right. Thanks.
He again warns you that he can't make promises on anything. because someone like Victor will almost certainly have security around. But you'll get what he
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah. I know, but
Okay. Just as long he just tempers expectations.
thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Michael gets up and goes.
Okay. Rihanna, you were off doing other things.
Mm-hmm.
What were you doing?
Excuse me. I went back to Isaac Pierce's place.
It's
And-
still empty, and you're able to get in and out easily enough now.
Okay. I'm gonna go down to the very bottom level.
Mhm.
Now, did we clean everything out of there, or was it
You
just that we
took
kinda...
everything that could be picked up. There was a couple of probably a couple statues you couldn't lift.
Okay, cool.
And to be honest, I think everybody tried to throw the portable hole over those, but
It didn't work. Yeah.
I mean, there's very little left in there. Like, you might have left a
Okay.
desk.
Okay. Well, I guess I'm going to retrieve the box
Okay.
and set them out on the table or whatever was down there. Just kind of set the box there, open it, take the daggers out, just kind of lay them out on the table. Just kind of sit there and meditate for a bit and see if I get anything from my patron.
Okay. Give me again. Let's make that a religion check. That feels like the best check.
That is my worst one. Bum.
There's nothing. I mean, the only thing you ever got was when you cast Detect Magic and you sensed, like I said, a blessing that a priest might have put on a blade before someone went out to battle. It's not even enough to give it any real advantage. It's
Okay. But the dragon scales, you said they're different colored dragons.
like one is red, one is copper, one is gold, one is green. We'll say, crap. What's another? I need 5. What's another color that a dragon is?
Platinum.
Red, copper, gold, green, platinum, bronze,
Black.
All right, we'll go
Black.
with bronze.
blue.
Take your pick.
The point is rainbow of dragon
Yeah.
scales.
I'm gonna pick up one of them, and I'm going to poke myself with it to make myself bleed
Okay.
in the hand.
Yeah, you can prick your finger with it. They're well made. They're sharp, but it does like a point of damage.
I don't feel anything else. There's nothing.
No, there's no extra burning. They're just very well made daggers.
Okay. Put them back in the box. Put them back where I stashed them. Because I want to see if keeping them away from Michael for a time, if that'll make whoever it is that gave it to him try to figure out what's going on, I guess.
Okay.
And then I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna go find one of the brothels.
Okay.
Just go hang out there.
Okay. Is there anything you want to do there? Like, do we need to make any rolls or have any conversations? Or are you just hanging out talking?
Hanging out talking.
Okay.
Observing the people who come in and out.
Okay. Oh, does anybody
That's
else have anything?
Michael will play the corner. Will play the pubs at night. That way, he can try and recoup some of what he just spent. God.
You'll make a grand total of 6 gold by the time you're done. Mostly in silver. Oh, does anybody have anything else they want to accomplish in tonight's game? Because there's been a lot of information strewn about, but
I
I'm
was
gonna
just
have-
waiting for a response from everybody
Okay.
I don't have any.
about what we were doing with the thingy. Because if not, I have all intention to Randolph.
Well, that's why I'm checking, because we still got time left, but I just want to see.
If you guys want to do that, go ahead.
Yep.
Just nobody really answered, so I've just been sitting here.
Yeah,
waiting.
3 of you were still
Well,
you know,
I
at
wasn't there.
the manor talking.
Yeah, well, I had agreed to it immediately, so you got my response.
Sorry. Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay. So the 3 of you are going to make your way to the castle gates, I take it?
It's not nighttime, is it?
It's early evening for you, so... I mean, you can wait until the morning if you want.
Well, I mean, it might be easier to get to him during the day if I remember right.
Usually
who's
it
at the
is.
gate.
I mean, you know he has... You know, he sleeps in the castle. But, yeah, it is getting towards the time of day when, you know, they're going to be a lot more reluctant to let a group of people walk through the
Right.
gates. So, okay. Well, so you wait until
Yeah.
the morning?
Viserius, can you let the other 2 know? So I don't know
Yes.
where they went.
Will our earrings reach them that far, or is there a certain
I'm going to
distance?
say that anything beyond like a mile or 2, you're going to lose connection, and they are probably on the far side of the city. So you'll have to just talk to them when they get home.
Okay. Sorry, Kitty, I gotta move.
I got nothing.
Okay.
Rihanna's gonna come home.
Well, yeah, that'll be my plans for what? Ow.
Just a minute.
I don't know if everybody wants to go with, but I know at least for a fact Trevor. You know.
Okay. So, unless anybody has anything, we can, you know, you all get home safely. No new notes have appeared on your door. And, you know, you can all sleep and you can meet in the morning at an agreed upon time.
Okay. It's so quiet.
Yeah, I know.
Oh,
When people aren't fighting for your lives, you get...
Yeah, sorry. No, my dog has to go, like, out, and I think she wants her dinner, so. And we
Before
kinda-
Trevor leaves...
we
Go
need
ahead,
our
I'm
dinner,
sorry,
too.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying, it's like, I don't know how much longer you guys were going to go, but it's like, I kind of need to get going.
Okay. And because, like I said, unless everybody was going to just go with Trevor, we can wrap that part up. And
Rihanna didn't come home that night.
okay.
Michael.
Before Trevor
did.
leaves the manor, I'll ask him, shall we meet here in the morning, or would you like us to meet at the castle gates?
Let's go with the gate.
Very well. What time?
Mid-morning.
9 it is. We shall meet you there.
And he leaves.
Okay. Like I
Wait,
said,
did he leave with the mob?
so we can go back. We can just go on to the next morning.
No, Viserius still has the archive.
Okay.
All right, yeah, let's go on to the next morning then, and if that message gets sent out to all of us, then
I figured,
Yeah.
like, if nothing else, they leave a note for you when you come home, if you come home.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I
Yeah.
will address one of the unseen servants and tell them that as soon as either Michael or Rihanna comes back, to hand them the message that we are meeting at the castle gates.
So when you come home, there's just a note that's just floating in circles around the front room. waiting to hand it to you because that's how they interpret that in particular
Okay.
message.
Michael just takes the note and goes, you know, you didn't have to wait here for me. You could
You
have
can't.
just...
You don't even know who you're talking to. You can't. They don't have an outline that you can see really.
No, he's just talking to the air, though.
Yes.
He's just pretty much being like, you didn't have to do that way.
Basically, yes. That's how that goes. But okay, so
But
it's
yeah,
the next morning. I'm guessing Rihanna doesn't join you because she didn't come home.
Michael pretty much uses sending to send the message to her. Pretty much telling her, look, they say to meet them out at the castle if we want to go see Randolph.
Am I needed?
Maybe.
No, but well, maybe. But if you want to be there, come.
Like, okay, she'll just show up at the castle gates.
Okay, so it is the whole group.
Guess so.
Okay, so
I'll ask. Like, so what are we doing?
Hopefully bringing Randolph up to speed.
Cool.
okay, so you go up and Trevor, you have to send a few messages up to I guess get him to make time to speak with you.
Right.
But he will, and everybody has to go with say an honor guard, but there'll be a few veterans there that'll guide you up to his office, and you get there, and he is just kind of sitting at his desk finishing up some paperwork when you come in.
Morning.
Is there something I can help you with?
Hopefully. Do you remember about a year or so ago, almost two, the conversation you and I had about suspicions around the castle?
Yeah, he kind of, his eyes flicker to the rest of them, but he doesn't say anything to you.
Well, also, the night I lost my memory, too. I didn't know what happened.
You mean when you went out, got into a fight, and got hit in the head?
Yeah.
Which time exactly? I believe in your backstory you said you've gotten into more than one fight.
Not the time
He
in the temple
kind of gives you
court,
the carry on motion. It's like you've been hit in the head more than once. Get to the point.
Yeah, the one that actually gave me memory. For the past almost 2 years now.
You got blackout drunk
I got
one night and you go on about it for years. It happens.
No. I found out something about Victor that night. He is as stupid as it sounds. Is you can.
You're cutting out.
Why am I cutting out? Stop it.
I don't know, but it's happening at the worst possible time.
I know. Is it better?
Yeah.
As stupid as it sounds, you can trust them. I've come to. But I had managed to stumble across Victor and Azir having a conversation. Had to do when rage was just beginning to be an issue in this. Victor's people being behind it. Well, it's more. This area is kind of the archive.
Yes, indeed. And I'll open up my bag of holding and hand her the archive.
I'll take a step forward and I'll explain what it is. Well, we've discovered what it is. And come to find out, going through this had pulled out a memory that I had been magically forced to forget. And that was Victor essentially threatening you and the king verbally with his ear. And then when I was discovered listening on the conversation, he used his whatever weird fucking magic he uses to make me forget. Because he didn't want to get caught. And I have visual proof, and I explain how it's used.
So you hand him the archive?
Yes.
Okay. And you see him start to ask a question, but before he can even vocalize it, you also recognize that flash as in his as the information is coming to him faster than he can speak the questions. And that'll go on for just under a minute because there's a lot of questions about this thing, that you just handed him. And he'll be quiet for a moment. And he'll say, "Thank you for reporting this." And he puts the archive into his bag. Is there anything else?
You don't believe him, do you?
The information that he has just brought to me is very useful. Do you have anything else to add to that?
The man you saw in the mirror?
I am unfamiliar with this man. It is one more thing to look into.
I can tell you who he is. His name is Silas. He was kidnapped by Victor and Azir and her siblings. And he was taken by him, and I'm assuming brought here or somewhere. And he used him as a guinea pig for rage. That's the information I was able to collect when I started hunting Victor in an effort to find Silas and get him back.
Just sort of nod to you after you say this. No, thank you for bringing this to my attention.
That's the only reason I'm in this city.
And in the next couple of days, I'll have as much information as I can find. And I'll try to act on those leads to get further evidence.
You will bring this information to me, citizen. And if you are hiring spies to infiltrate the castle, I will have their names too.
I don't know their names. I just
and you will give me whoever you are going to.
Is there a reason why you won't let us have that archive back?
Do what?
Is there a reason why you're keeping the archive?
Well, according to the information it provided me, it doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the Keepers of the Dead. But until I can return it to them, it is evidence in apparently an ongoing investigation. I need to bring this to other people. People who are not you. Now, unless you have something else, good day.
Serious?
May I ask, good sir, do you suffer from any memory losses of your own?
And at that, he will call the guards back in. You may escort these people from the premises.
Serious, can you cast it before they take us out?
Did you say that out loud?
I whispered it to him.
Don't do that.
Give me a stealth check, please.
Okay.
Literally just said you can trust.
Okay, you are in a rather confined space, and at that wording, you hear everybody start to draw their swords halfway out.
Like, no, that will not be necessary. And I'll walk up to Randolph and extend my hand to shake his hand.
Don't Don't just.
He's
just
just
don't.
kind of
Just
gonna
don't.
look at you, and
You guys need to leave.
Yeah.
yeah,
I
he's just
think
gonna
we
say,
all need to
"Thank
go."
you for the information that you have brought to my attention. That is the way that we like to have these situations handled. Good
I'll
day."
just turn around and walk out.
Michael
Very
does
well.
so.
And they say us elves are haughty. And I'll walk out.
The group of soldiers will escort you, much like they did before, in part just to make sure nobody gets lost, but also because somebody mentioned casting spells.
I don't believe him. He's not going back to the Keepers of the Dead. He's going to give that shit to Victor. I think Victor has your brother under control.
I mean, I was gonna say I was gonna hang back a second.
Yeah. Okay, fine.
Sorry.
There will be someone waiting to escort you personally, Trevor, because there was one for each of you, but
Yeah, that's fine.
Randolph just looks at you. Was there something else?
Just be careful, okay? I don't know what's going on, but
And
I
that's
don't like
why you have brought it to me. Thank you. That is the way things should be handled. You know this.
that's why I brought you what I have. But yeah.
And he just, nods to you. And
I'll
you're-
leave.
Okay.
When we get out of the castle, I'm just going straight to the Keepers.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll follow. I'll go along with Rihanna.
Okay, we can go ahead and do that. So when you knock on their door, you get, just another younger member who will say, yes, is there something I can help you with?
Yes, I need to speak with your head monk, please. It's
And
very important.
what exactly is this in regards to?
An artifact.
Give me a persuasion with advantage on that wording.
Okay. I figured that would be the best way to put it.
Yeah, that was really good phrasing. Okay.
Oh, nice.
They will invite you in to the sitting room. Where
And I'm
you-
not going to touch anything this time.
Yes. They'll bring you some tea, and someone goes to get the head monk. And I don't have his name in front of me because I haven't needed him in so long. But he will come in and, yes, I believe I was told you had some information.
Yes, you're aware of an artifact called the Archive, yes?
He'll kind of think about it for a moment and say, I'll have to check the records. But
So you're not familiar with it?
I have not personally checked into this item.
Is it something that would be in the care of you and your brothers?
Again, depending on exactly what it is,
I'll explain to him what it is and how it works.
Okay. Do you
Yes.
include the
And I'll
part
also
where
picture-
it appears to have been made by them before it was lost?
Yes.
Okay, okay, yes, this is definitely something we would like to have returned to us then.
Okay, well, just so you know, we found it. I can't remember how we procured it, to be honest. This is me out of character.
Yeah. You weren't there when it was found. It was
Right,
the
right.
others.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know how they found it. I'll just say, well, we had it. It gave us some information that brought to light some very important and terrible things. We took it to the appropriate authorities, and they confiscated it from us. Captain Randall Nestor has it. He claims he's going to return it to you guys. So I just wanted to make sure that it actually gets returned.
Well, thank you for that. We will be sure to reach out to see about expediting the return of one of our artifacts. Thank you very much for bringing this to our attention.
You're welcome, because that archive gave us information that could potentially bring down Victor Cromwell.
Now, I will certainly want to speak with him as soon as possible about having that returned to us.
Thank you. And
Thank
if you
you.
wouldn't mind letting us know the results of your inquiry, please, I'd very much appreciate it.
I will share as much as is proper to share, but
That's fine. I just want to know whether you actually get it back, because I feel as though there's some things going on in the castle that are not appropriate.
He just sort of nods at that, but doesn't comment.
So, anyway, thank you. I guess we'll see ourselves out.
All right. They will have somebody guide you, mostly, again, because it's just their way to make sure nobody gets lost, even if it is a straight line. Okay. Is there anything else before everybody... where do you go next, basically?
I'm going to go back to the manor.
Okay. Does everyone else go there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So you walk into the setting room. It's probably been, because you had to go all the way around the city and back to get there. So it's been a couple hours since you've talked to Randolph. So when you walk into the room, Victor is standing in your sitting room.
Told you guys.
And he just looks at you. I would ask you for a cup of tea, but he puts his hand through a table. It would be rather pointless, but perhaps you would all like to sit down and we can have a polite conversation.
Would you like a sausage? Maybe 3 dozen?
He just sort of looks at you weirdly. I've tried to be patient and wait for you to come to me like reasonable puppets, but you've decided that that's just not how you want to handle things, and spoiled.
What have you done with
many...
Silas?
There used to be a time when you could monologue in peace.
Yeah, we kind of have learned from history. Even though we do want to know exactly what you're doing.
I've released the paladin.
Well,
I'm rather bored of him after a couple of years.
Released in what way? Because release
He's with
has
his
so
god.
many. Oh.
His body wasn't really mine to offer up anyway. Someone else had laid claim to that long ago. You can blame me all you like, but it was not my say.
What?
What are
you talking about?
He spoke very highly of you. His faith never wavered in you or his god. But when you sent Randolph to me, it became necessary to leave more quickly than I would have liked. And, well, to be honest, I don't need his constant nagging anymore. He was fun to play chess with for a time, but he never broke. It became quite tiresome, really.
Have you tried Mahjong? It's actually quite fun.
You couldn't break him. You're not as powerful as you think.
No,
it's not a matter of failure. It's a matter of learning.
Was it you with the book and the knives?
What are you talking about?
Thank you.
Sorry.
Is it even possible for the group of you to have a single conversation?
What do you want, Victor?
I wanted to actually speak to you because...
Then speak.
I have been trying to. You are trying my patience.
I really don't care at this point.
Look,
Again, I had hoped that you would all come to see reason and that we could have a civil conversation about the state of this world. I am trying to fix things. You have just set my plans back. Granted, only a few years, but still, it was an inconvenience to lose the resources of this kingdom.
To fix this world. Please elaborate.
Do you not see what is wrong with it?
I see plenty wrong with this world. Plenty.
If I could only be there to show you the strings that are pulling you that you don't even realize are there. How nothing is real. This whole world is just an illusion. I would cut the strings. I would break the illusion. I would free us all from this cycle.
But if the illusion is gone, and then the reality is before us, and everyone is bending reality to what they want it, will it still be that?
Is it better to be a figment of a dream or to not exist at all? I like to think I would have us not at the whims of more powerful beings. I would cut us off from them. Even if that means oblivion, it is better than servitude.
This is all very insightful in your book. Please do not continue talking with him in such a way. Because about what this... to be honest, what I ask...
you're breaking up. I know, it always happens when you guys have an important thing to say.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you now. Let's try that again.
Okay. Michael, please do not continue conversing with him in such a way. I do not want to listen to this little shit's idea of what is real and what is not real. We already had a stoner come talk to us about it. And I think enough from that point that everyone's idea of what is reality and what is not reality, it doesn't matter. What does matter, Victor, is what you have to the people of the city. The creations you have.
They don't matter. Haven't you realized that yet?
It does. You're fucking opinion. You think that you can fix the world. You can't. You cannot fix it. You can try many. Try to fix.
Sorry, Aunt, you're still fading out like every other word.
Have succeeded.
Flynn, what the fuck are you doing?
You can...
Nope.
No, you're broken.
You are so totally not coming in.
Pinche cabrón.
That came in clear.
Yeah. Yeah, we get that part just fine.
We could never have a serious moment in this.
I know.
You can try to fix this world. Many people have tried. But it will never happen.
Because they haven't seen the truth like I have.
And the truth
I would have shown it to you had you only come to me.
Like
but
puppets.
No, you decide to send the lesser of the puppets to me. I could have cut your strings and set you all free.
Victor, you say that you are trying to make everything better. Well, if you're trying to release us of the masters that make us slaves, you have done exactly the same type of actions that they have. If you are trying to make yourself out as the better option to where we're all free,
I am not trying to pull.
Not given.
I am not trying to pull the strings. I am trying to cut them.
Then
who made you that person? Who made you this?
I'm the one who saw the truth of this world. Therefore, it falls upon me to fix it.
It doesn't make your truth the truth of everyone else.
The truth of everyone else is a lie.
Says who? Says
you were trying to make this world better. Why were you taking people and then putting that god-awful substance? What in the world was even... What was the point of that?
I have to learn as much as I can about the world, about the gods, about magic. I have to know it all if I am to stop this.
Stop what?
Everything.
I woke up to the illusion.
What did you do with his body?
There's like 5 people talking at once. Trilak, you go first.
I woke up to the illusion. I assume that everyone else wants answers as to what and why you've done all this. But you want the truth? The truth is that you are a burden on this world. And no matter how far you run, no matter how you hide, we will hunt you down.
Okay, Michael, you were trying to say something also?
Michael
I can't hear you.
Michael just looks at the illusion and goes, "What makes you think that what you perceive as truth isn't in and of itself another illusion? If everything is an illusion, if what you perceive as truth is truth, what is it that makes it truth? What is it that makes it so much the break past the veil?"
All right. And Rihanna, you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I'm still just fixated on the statement he made regarding Silas. I was like, what did you do with his body? What do you mean somebody else laid claim to it? Where is he?
He's with his God now.
His body. What did you do with his body?
I don't have it.
Where is it?
I don't know what they did with it.
Who's they?
If you're not willing to hear me out, then why should I bother sharing with you anything else? You all believe you're right because, of course you believe you're right. And if you ever want to know the reality that you're living in, find me. I will share my vision. I will share my truth with you. Until then, continue being mindless little string-drawn animatronics in this dream world. But I will save you all whether you like it or not. And the illusion vanishes.
Wow, my question was actually quite serious. What makes him think that his is not an illusion? And he just disappears. All right, fine.
Because he knows the truth. He doesn't have to explain it to you. Well, he tried
That's a
to.
zealotry thing.
He would have shared it with you, but he can't do it through a projection.
Okay.
So, he has left. We must inform the guard. We must inform people that he's left.
Oh, they probably know.
It's still fairly early in this day if you want to go to the castle.
I told you. Is Trevor
He's
with us?
obviously a madman.
I look at Trevor and I'm like, see?
No, like I said,
Whatever.
we have a little bit more time unless you need to bail, Carrie. You said you were running low on time?
Yeah, I need to wrap it up here for myself
Okay.
personally.
So, like I said, if you guys want to take the last few minutes to go to the castle.
Michael just looks to Raina and goes, "We'll find him. We will find him."
Hey, we can leave it here for 2 weeks. I mean, I'm cool with that. But it is
It's
2
fine.
weeks, so this is a hell of a cliffhanger.
You all can do what you want. I'm gonna go see if
See if what?
I'm gonna go see if anything happened.
Okay.
I'll come with you.
Yeah.
So you all return to
Mike.
the castle, and Trevor, again, when when you walk up, someone
Like
will
if
instantly.
it looks calm, I'm not.
Well, there's nothing happening on the outside, but they will bring you to Randolph if you want to.
Yeah, if anything, just me if he doesn't want. But
They'll permit the rest of them, but again, there's going to be at least one guard per person, because they don't bring you up to Randolph's office this time. They bring you down to the bottom to what was
shit.
once Victor's laboratory, and it has been. Well, first off, the mirror is shattered on the ground, and most of the things are missing, and Randolph is standing there, and he dismisses the guards,
Good job. You got away. Way to go.
He doesn't respond to that one other than to give you a glare.
I thought Rihanna wasn't there.
No, I went with you guys.
Oh, I heard wrong. Ignore me. I go up next to him. So I was right.
Yes, you were right.
I hate being right.
And there's still a lot of things left, but it is, overturned, smashed, and it looks like they took what they could in a rush. So they still getting ready to, to go through what is left behind. He was prepared for me. He sent me to some maze, and when I came back, well, at that point, he used something else, but he was able to stop me in a single spell.
I look at him. Are you okay?
You know what it looks like when he's controlling himself, because it would be unbecoming to show emotion. This is one of those moments.
It is okay to be pissed off.
He just glares at you.
Michael just looks at me.
You're trying.
Michael looks at me and goes, "If it makes you feel any better, you can break my nose."
He kind of gives you a side look and says, "Come with me." And this time he will guide you up to a different room, again with no guards. And the first thing he says, you will leave all of your magical items and weapons here. And there will be someone to watch over them if you want. But he's telling you cannot.
I'm going to look at Trevor and I'm like,
you will not enter this room armed in any way, shape, or form.
Michael just drops them all.
Okay.
Well, I don't openly carry anyway, so all my shit's in my portable hole.
And they won't let anything, even a portable hole, through right now.
Yeah, you just drop.
It's like they will be scanning you before you're allowed into this room. And if they detect,
the only thing I can't drop is my armor.
You can keep armor, but no.
That's
But
not magical, though. Sorry.
I just need you guys to say whether or not you leave your magic items behind.
I would like to do an insight check on him
Okay.
because I don't believe him.
I'm fine with that.
Fudge.
You are not the sort of person who would ever go somewhere unarmed.
I know.
But he will only, he's very insistent that the only people that are allowed into this room will have no magic items on them whatsoever.
Do I know what room this is?
No. This one's
No,
unfamiliar to you.
Okay.
Trevor,
What is in there?
just
Just do it.
if
Just
this
do
goes south, I will kill you myself.
I will stay out here and guard our belongings.
You guys can. Well, you just.
He
trust
says,
me
I give you
when I
my
say you can
word
trust
that
me.
no harm will befall you as long as you offer no violence. But no magic items will be allowed inside of that room. No weapons will be allowed inside of that room that are not carried by me.
Alright, I'll drop my weapons.
Okay.
I mean, they're all in my bag. I'll leave my portable hole there and my...
Yeah.
I don't mean... Does he mean just magic weapons?
He won't let you in with a dagger, is what I'm
Right,
saying.
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, but I can, still keep all my stuff on me that I
Yeah,
have.
he's not asking you to take your armor or clothes off. Just, like I said, he will not allow...
Like I would for him anyway.
But what I'm saying is that he is going to be very thorough in that no one brings... anything in
That's
there
fine.
that could cause harm.
Fine.
Okay. Those of you who are willing to do that can go on in. Just to keep this simple, is there anyone who stays outside?
I do.
Okay. So everyone but Viserius will go in.
I stay with Viserius.
Okay. The three of you who do go in see a slight man on the throne. Those of you who have been in the country for a longer time would recognize this as King Wilson.
I immediately dropped to my knee.
Michael bows and before dropping to his knee as well.
Says, that will not be necessary. I understand that you are the ones who brought Victor's treachery into the light.
Yes.
For that, you have my thanks. I do wish that we had had more time to prepare, and Randolph actually sort of lowers his eyes at that comment. We have much work to do to find what he has done to the people here, but we have other issues that must also be addressed, and so I am forced to ask you for a impossible task. Bring
I think the
me
Nestor is
his
good at.
head. Find and stop Victor at all cost. I
That's all I
cannot
want.
spare soldiers for this task, but you might be better suited, a smaller group.
Michael looks up from his kneeling position and goes, "The only thing that I ask in return is that you and I have a further connection, and you possibly already know of my daughter."
I am
Just-
aware, Mr. Bradshaw, or Bradmore.
Just care for her like as if she was your own.
He just gives you a nod.
Michael just looks to him and bows his head as well.
I fear for what is to come for our country. Things were bad enough, but even for all the harm he caused, Victor held others at bay. You see him as the worst, but war will be upon us soon. Millions are going to die if I cannot find a way to prevent it. Victor free is a threat that we cannot abide while dealing with a civil war.
Okay.
We will stop him. We will hunt him towards every corner, and we will stop him.
And I am going to quit speaking in a stutter because that is really hard on me. It gives me a headache somehow. But
I thought my mic was lagging.
no, the king speaks with a stutter. And that
Okay.
I've been practicing, but that's for some reason it hurts me to do. I don't know why. But anyway, he will give you his thanks, and
I'll stand up.
Randolph will escort you back out because this was an out of the way chamber because no one could know about this, and they will emphasize the need for discretion because he can't tell you what all Victor did, but even if Victor killed hundreds of people, what's going to come, he will be worse. And if that rumor starts to get out, then it could happen even faster and be even worse. So he does ask you to be discreet.
Of course.
Well, you weren't there, but you know, because you didn't trust him. But he says that to you three, and then Randolph will escort you back out, and you can collect your things. And this is where Randolph will say, you know, basically the same thing. Keep it quiet. You can come to me. There's very little that we can offer you but information at this time, because I do have to prepare for bigger problems. But we don't want Victor joining the king's enemies. His presence was enough to help hold some of them back because of the information he provided. And
we got this.
He just looks at you and says, I trust you on this, brother.
Would you mind if I investigate his room further?
That they are going to keep to themselves while they go through the information. No offense intended, but there might be state secrets in there that don't need to get out.
Well, I wouldn't want state secrets. I just wanted to see if he has anything hidden away.
And
if they find it, they'll share it with
magical compartments.
They will share anything that can be shared with you.
Okay.
They want you to hunt Victor, but that doesn't mean they're going to give you free reign to walk around where the spy master of the kingdom collected things.
Interesting.
Thank you for your time.
So,
are we gonna walk out?
Yeah, you're free to go.
Let's do that while putting our sunshades on and just like walking out into the sun.
Yep.
I want to turn to him real quick and just be like, "Well, General suits you," and leave.
Okay. And I think that's where we're going to leave it here for the night. Unless you have anything else you want to accomplish, but this was not the way of dealing with Victor I first envisioned, but I had pre-rolled some scenarios just in case. And I'm kind of glad that I did.
Holy shit! Finally!
What do you mean finally? Now he's loose in the world.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's not protected. It's just him.
Him
No,
and
no,
anyone
and
else
his
who has
minions.
joined him.
Yeah, his
And that
minions
could be-
and his allies.
Yeah, but no one cares if we kill them.
True.
If we do it and it's going to weaken the country, it's going to be something that everyone's going to care about. Because at that point, it's bad.
Hey, be glad you guys were up front with him, because there was a scenario where you were all blamed for, weakening the country. So you guys
Probably still
handled
will be.
things.
That's what we probably still will be.
No, the king himself thanked you, even if he had hoped things had gone a little differently. So, like I said, you guys handled things pretty well. Not necessarily the way I had envisioned when this whole thing started. But now we are also open for more world exploration, which means I'm going to have to build a whole freaking world now. Because you people can't just go and assassinate someone like a normal group.
Hey, we tried.
No,
I
you
gotta get
didn't.
going, guys. So
There was very
thank
little
you.
trying.
It was fun.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
Take
Talk
care,
to you guys
guys.
later.
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and call the stream here. This has been an interesting night. Not as action-packed as some of our others, but we will see you
Shit.
all in a couple
loved
weeks. Bye, guys.
See you guys.